Faces filled with sadness. When words are said, we'll regret. I can see the fire that we made just to save us. When we try to make up for never letting go. Said the things we promised not to say, then we break up just to start all over, even though we know this is the hard way better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way better.
By Valdi. Oh my god!
Damn! Yo! 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 He's acing it! He's acing it!
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Only one country to take it all. To show the others who is truly the king of Nordic.
You can qualify into the King of Nordic by visiting one of our partners. Sweden, SwedishProLeague.se. Finland, CSGOFinland.fi. Denmark, esport.dk. And Norway, Gamer.no. This match is brought to you by Cooler Master.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Norwegian qualifiers. I'm not sure what happened there. There we go. Welcome in. We have Nordlys versus Volume 7, which we are going to be starting things off with. Now, I am not 100% sure, but we've been a little bit delayed now. It's been almost 10 minutes since the game should have started, but you know, it's Counter-Strike and stuff happens. I am, however, though, ladies and gentlemen, having my hero here once again because I'm not 100% good. So, dude, Insanity, once again, welcome back, dude.
Thank you very much. Super excited to be here, casting the national playoff for my own nation, which is always fun and interesting.
Yeah, dude, and we are obviously going to be getting ready to see what will happen here throughout the night, and it's pretty interesting to see what Norway can come up with this week. Obviously, we have the same sort of team winning last week, which was MXD Monkeys, this time MXD. And we were talking a little bit outside of frame, obviously, and I did hear you say that your prediction is that MXD might be able to take this qualifier again.
Yeah, I think so. They're looking really strong, and I mean, we do have a couple of teams here that can definitely go for upsets. We have the opponents that MXD is playing already, and teams such as At Me for OnlyFans, which I know are strong, and on the bike as well. So it's not a given, but MXD is looking strong in the current playoff.
Yeah, and we are going to be getting this party started as well. We do have Nordlys on the CT side during this 9th round at least, and then we are going to be seeing also Volume 7 on the opposite side. So, ladies and gentlemen, Insanity, this is a 9th round that could dictate a lot of pace.
Can indeed. Dust 2, obviously a very famous map for being aim heavy. It's tempo, it's spawn based, it's... Yeah, I normally say knives are not that important, but in a map like Dust 2, it can definitely play a massive effect in setting the tempo and choosing the duels. And we can see here Nordlys absolutely running away with the knife, going to be able to choose which side. And I do expect a CT here, but again, wouldn't be surprised if we do get a terrorist side, as they are able to set the pace. They may be even able to warm up a bit. So it's going to be exciting to see here what they actually end up going for, but definitely expecting the CT call to come in here. It is, after all, a CT-sided map.
Exactly, and I think it's going to be interesting to see just... we talked about it during or you and Kron talked about it as well during the map veto on Friday. Just about Dust 2, why wouldn't you pick that a map as a pug team, so to speak, facing up against a team? So again, with these lineups, I mean, Nordlys we know is actually somewhat of a team, because they are getting coached, and I think they're actually not an organization, but they're actually a team that is looking to climb higher, so to speak. So I'm not sure really what's going to happen here. It does, however, again, being very, very slow, sort of stuff here. I'm not sure what's happening.
I think we've seen this so many times. I mean, I've casted both matches from the National Talia League and also brackets in King of Nordic on my own thing. So, I mean, yeah, Norwegian tends to be slow, and I don't know why. We were talking about it, I think, during the Finnish playoff, that the Finns, they were so eager to get going, whereas Norwegian tend to be a bit more laid back and just we'll get there when we get there kind of thing.
No, I definitely agree, and I guess we just have to wait for the game to start. Do we see? Oh, there we go. Finally. All right. It looks like Nordlys is going to be starting on the city side, however, or is this? Yeah. No, it looks like it, right?
Yeah, they did decide to stay, so it's going to be Nordlys starting on the CT side. Volume 7 going to be able to set the pace here. That being said, you can definitely set the pace of CT if you have a form of set play, whether that is pushing tunnels or pushing up mid. And you can take them by surprise by that. I think that's a very popular option nowadays as CT. If you're unsure about how to play the first round of pistol, you can just leg it up mid and take the duel to the terrorist, and therefore setting the pace and also maybe scaring the opponents a bit. And yeah, I mean, it's CS, also a mind game, so getting that pressure early on could work out for them.
Very true. And now they're gonna be a piece of shit and make a lot of sound, so I'm just gonna jump over to somebody else because why not? I'm sick. I can do that sort of stuff. With that though, however, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get this party started now. It looks like they are gonna be getting ready. Tell me, Insanity, you as you said before, you're not perhaps really invested into the Norwegian scene overall, but maybe you recognize one or two players from these two lineups.
I mean, I recognize quite a few Nordlys players because I've played against them in King of Nordic previously. Volume 7, I don't know that much about, but here we do see that mid-aggression coming in from CT, as I mentioned, already going for those fights early on, not really finding any frags, only damage, and even getting traded back by the terrorists here. So not a push that's working out. Volume 7 with 3 frags early on to the round here. That's going to be CT falling back, going to be trying to hope for that long take, and it appears like Volume 7 is going long as well. This fight might just be what Nordlys needs at this point. Going to be crossing here early onto the site. Does not find the first... Oh, actually does find the first frag, FM here. And that is only up to Flash. Gets a nade kill. I mean, it's a start, but that's a really hard way ahead. Going to be rotating around. Looks like he's going to be coming short here. Also important to know, we do not have a def kit, nor do we have armor. So this is going to be a really rough retake here. Patsy already down on 3 HP. There's definitely a white in on this round, but Flash, it's going to be up to this first duel. It's going to be spotted here. Going to be dropping down. Terrorist playing the safe, not looking for any aggressive peaks here. FM, absolutely insane round with the P250, gets 4 frags, and that's volume 7. 1 on the board. Amazing start to this game.
Yeah, indeed. And it's, again, just with that CT aggression, that really shows that Nordlys is not here to really play around either. They do have their strategies, they do have their ideas about how they like to play, so obviously it's going to be interesting to figure out. Here we go with Dawn, actually being able to get some information out towards mid, but Passy does have an SMG, decides to just push towards the A side, and as far as we can see, Insanity, A side's completely open, but the terrorist does not know that, except for now, apparently. Not with the scout in mid, might be able to get at least 1 or 2 more.
Not with a lot of info here, gets another one, goes for her peaks, even with low HP, and does go down for his effort here. Patsy getting a frag as well, hunting without Mach 10, wants the money. And yeah, Nordlys again going for a bit of a set play here. They were trying to be cheeky and do get a couple kills for their effort here. I think that was definitely an over peak on the part of Nut, but do get 2 kills for it. And Flash getting a 3rd kill for Nordlys. And I mean, yeah, it's a good round for CT here. Grab a couple of guns. They're going to be upgrading anyway, but that Galil might be worth just keeping for the following round here. And yeah, economy looking good already for Nordlys, and it's going to be the next round. That's the buy round. That's the most important, and the pressure definitely on Nordlys here. Volume 7 as terrorists, they can just start running around if Nordlys does not pick up a good fight in the next round.
Indeed, but Flash here is going to be ready. He does have 20 HP. Still going to get challenged, however. FM, will he be going aggressive? That is the question. No, they're going to all survive, but with barely any HP left to play with. And as you guys can hear, I'm likely to lose. It's almost worse today. Not streaming MXD. No, I'm not streaming MXD. I'm starting on this side of the bracket, and then I'm jumping over to the other side. Remember, I'm on Eason. I'm on King of Nordic. I'm not on my own channel.
Indeed. We do see a 2-1-2 coming up for the CT side here. Aggression up short. Looks like Volume 7 just going for the regular map control. Opting to not go for the long take, at least not in the early round here. Looks like it's going to be more of a challenge down mid here. Going for the info play. CT already with full control here. They do have a scout looking long. They don't actually have long control at this point, which a bit of a weird choice, but they have good short pressure and also mid pressure at this point. But Volume 7 looking like they want to maybe split B here early on in the round. That's a flash through mid. And they're out. Can he find anything here? Nolvin goes for the fight. Doesn't actually get anything. Swings wide, goes down. Fracture, no, FM also goes down. And I mean, yeah, Nordlys, this is what you get when you have a team. I mean, the rotations in the early round definitely working out for them. And at this point, I mean, Patsy, you might be good, but this is a rough fight. 3 people left on the Nordlys side. Gets flashed as well. Already down to 31 HP and goes down from tunnel. Good round from Nordlys here. Good rotations. They do opt for the not long control setup, and it works out for them.
Yeah, indeed. Now with that rotations obviously coming in, as you were talking about, Nordlys, obviously they're just gonna be playing according to their plan. But I gotta be honest, past it looked like they was gonna be able to do some stuff there if they weren't for him perhaps trying to go that aggressive. Maybe just expecting that lurker coming in, because Nordlys, I think when you're facing off against a team, you should be expecting somebody to go into these sort of lurker roles, and I don't think Nordlys is going to be any sort of difference from any other Counter-Strike team that actually has time to practice.
I definitely agree here. In Flash, that's an important bit of detail here. Flash is just without Kevlar. I'm not sure if that's just he forgot to buy it or actually just a form of greediness here, but against Pistol, that might prove to be crucial here. Going to get aim punched as well as with any gun other than the Glock, and even Glock on close range is going to be a one tap in the head. So that's a bit of a risky move from Nordlys. Lucas does get the first frag. This should just be a coasting round here. But Nolvin finds an entry on 8. Ice. He's only left with a scout here. Very much so alone. Flash coming up. And if it ends up being an A push this late, I think that Kevlar missing, that's going to be super crucial here. And we have Nolvin going all the way around. Looks like he's going to be wrapping here long. And at this point, yeah, definitely looks like Volume 7 is opting for the A push, and we only have a scout and no Kevlar. Oh, it's actually not a scout. He upgraded to not. My bad. Does get the first frag here on ice. Nut goes down. Again, Novin on long here. What can he find?
That's a beautiful tap once again with the pistols, and they're actually doing a lot of damage, stressing Ice Maniac. Flash has been able to find one, but might be able to be taken down here. No, he's actually going to be committing to all this. And Fragger's there as well to help out. And that is going to be a second round on the board. And I think as soon as you can see Nordlys actually picking up weapons, they kind of feel like they are a little bit more aware. Obviously, Volume 7 only had pistols this round. They managed to find 2 frags. But then again, Nordlys with weapons, I think is going to be very dangerous for Volume 7.
Definitely agree, and this is going to be the buy round that's going to show us a bit more what we can expect throughout the game here. We got Patsy picking up the AWP, we got Ice with the AWP. They're not going for the same fight here. Ice opting to play on site. I mean, Nordlys opting to not go for that long duel. That's a bit unusual in the current meta of Dust 2, at least the way I feel. And Volume 7 going to be getting that for free. Patsy now going to be rounding that corner. He doesn't have armor, but he also has the AWP, so shouldn't matter that much. Going to be White swinging off that flash. Can he find anything here? Oh, gets aim punched. Does not find the first frag. Down to 5 HP. Can still be a threat with that all. And Volume 7 opting to fall back off of that. They already have the guy in pit, and Objective 1 definitely secured.
They're very slow as well. We were saying Volume 7 trying to take that long control. They do have the lurker. Thamos standing towards the B site. We do have Nolvin holding out towards mid. But I think it's good patient control as well coming in from Nordlys, not trying to search for all too much information. They're still playing their positions. Kind of looks like they half and half given up the A side a little bit here. Is actually might be allowing a bomb plan to go in for the retake instead, but again, now though, we see Volume 7 actually spreading out, so a split might be the thing here, especially if Thamos can be able to find the entry. It's actually going to be Nalvin doing it instead, and here comes the push.
Early frags here for Volume 7, and the A side ready for the taking. Flash gets the first frag though. The defender not willing to give it. FM finds the second one, and already that's A open, and Thamos just going deep, gets a frag, and Volume 7, I mean, we see patience from both sides here, and I think that's the correct kind of way to approach this map, at least in the start here, just feeling each other out and getting that open pit. That's huge. And again, Nordlys is just opting to keep going for those retake. You could see throughout the round how they just keep on like falling back and just opting to play retake, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they do lose those first few frags, and that is just enough to snowball that push. And again, opting for this long control, but this time it's going to be challenged. Patsy does not get the first frag. That's 3 people going wide. Patsy low, going to be falling back. And Nordlys definitely getting that long control. And Volume 7 forced to retreat. Patsy 10 HP with the ult.
Oh, great shot there from Nalvin. Again, just pistols here for Nordlys. And they're starting some sort of spread out. Fragger's going to be looking for at least 1 frag here for himself. Now that there's going to be 2 terrorists in there, I think it's going to be tougher. And Thamos is just going to be going a little bit more aggressive there. Does eventually find a frag. Now the rest of the CTs need to just find weapons, and that's exactly what they're doing. With Lucas being able to find Passy, that's actually an AWP as well being picked up. That's not a bad weapon to save for next round.
It's going to be a long timer now. Bomb is not that deep into the timer, and definitely going to be hunting for that off, because they, again, as you mentioned, they do not want the CTs getting that, but at that point it's risky. They need to clear every angle, and they don't. But Eyes missing the first shot, does get a frag, however. Flash with the AWP. They do have the info at this point. It's going to be running for his life, maybe even just taking the duels here. Holding the corner. Full trigger control. Does get the first kill, but at this point, Waltz are definitely closing in. Flash, 16 HP. Can he survive this, I wonder? We even have the nade. That's a bit of a Kobe there from Nut. Well done. Also manages to save the AWP, so losing 3 people, but at least the AWP does not go in the way of Nordlys.
Yeah, but they're still going to be able to go for a buy. So again, Volume 7 needs to just keep on playing the way that they can. We'd see a P90 being picked up here from Lucas Beas. And I'm not really sure what his idea is with this. It looks like he's heading out towards A. Might be... Okay, so he's going to be standing towards car. I'm guessing just a smoke and then rotating back again, and he's gonna be going up towards the A side. This might actually go in favor for Nordlys just because of that P90 and that there's 5 terrorists out towards Banana, or towards Long.
Definitely agree. Another slow round here. We're starting to already see a pattern here from Volume 7. They're going to go for that long control. They're going to get that open pit, just looking for frags. And at this point, I will expect at least one more player to rotate mid and maybe just a short push off of this. I mean, they have a lot of information. And Nordlys, they know this. They're falling back. They're just playing this retake. They're playing this really smart, but it's all going to be up to Ice on short. He needs to be able to hold that push as well as on site when the time for crossing actually comes. So, yeah, just patience from both sides. And aggression now up short. Ice going to be mulling that off, buying himself some time. Even swinging, finds 2 off of that swing. Amazing play from Ice. A bit risky, but definitely works out. Terrorist, however, already up towards the site.
That looked weird. That's the reason to why you don't buy a P90. Like that's basically the reason. You need to be really up and close in order to actually do massive amount of damage. Here we go. We'll take a retake coming in on site. Again, I did say it was going to be going in favor for Nordlys. Maybe not the same rates into what I mentioned, but it's still going to be around going in favor for Nordlys there. And, I mean, one thing is for sure. Both of these two teams, it feels very 50-50 on who is actually going to win this match. But again, the economy is also swinging a lot. So I think it all comes down to who is thinking that extra bit or has that extra bit of IQ to realize that, you know what we need to do is just make sure to save as much money as possible, trying to have our economy under control even though we're losing. So I mean, saves, for example, is a perfect way to save in some extra money if you're starting to realize that we're probably going to be losing this round. For example, now Volume 3 does have 3 players with armor. Next round, they're going to be able to go for a bind. So saving those armors in case it were to be a good situation to save would definitely be something they can benefit from.
At this point, however, I do expect Volume 7 to just be going for damage, even if it does end up costing them their lives, because Nordlys, I mean, we've been talking economy, and I've always said that a economy that's low on both teams, that's always going to favor the T side, because that's where it's going to have the most impact. As to if the T's win around, then the CTs are immediately on Nico, and it's going to just snowball from there. And we see the aggressive now. Patsy missing those first shots. Ice getting a frag for his effort. FM trading out Flash. And at this point, this might be a bomb plant. LFT in the molly. It's going to go down. Doesn't even get the bomb plant. FM finds Lucas though. That's a 2 for 2 so far. Eyes picking up Patsy. FM holding the angle. Eyes also just appeared to be holding the angle currently. Going to be going for the bomb plant here. If he does get the bomb plant, that is such a good round for Volume 7 already. And there might be more damage incoming.
Ooh, once again, Ice Maniac. I mean, again, with the bomb plant actually happening, I would say that's a really good round coming up from Volume 7. Probably not expected to actually go for it, or being able to get this bomb plant, but again, as long as Volume 7 can play their game and now getting extra money as well on the board, buying up that AWP, I think that could be dangerous for Nordlys. However, they do also... No, actually, they're investing a lot of money into this round. I'm not sure why that is, because they had a decent economy earlier. Sure, they lost 2 members, but I don't think that... I didn't expect their economy to take this big of a toll.
I think that's one of the key points to Dust 2, and especially in the more aggressive scenes, it's just an unrelenting pressure from the terrorists to just keep the economy low here, but we see Ice holding long with the AWP, and that's a risky thing from Tamos, and does go down at this point. And Nordlys off to an early start here. Lucas low on HP, but definitely still alive. A lot of UTs all around here. It's going to be most likely form of a late round push, but Volume 7 just looking for some map control at this stage. A lot of mid presence. This might be a B split or a short control. Definitely think a short control could work here. Nordlys is playing this very default 3 towards A, 2 towards B. Here we see LV playing the B slow. We do have the smoke now coming in for short. Volume 7 definitely splitting up, and this looks to be a B split. Patsy's going to be swinging here. Currently, not a lot happening. Going to be swinging wide here. Not enough gets the frag onto LV. That's a one-player defense now onto B. Dawn finds the first, finds the second, does not find a third, but has done well for himself. Not looking for a fight, not finding one. Bomb going down. 3v2, Lucas picking up the AWP. At this point, he's low, so probably a very smart choice. Do you have two flashes at this point? Nolvin, what can you find? Molly goes out. This is going to be a close one here. Eyes going to be peeking window. Already flash. Flash finds Nolvin, goes wide, also finds actually not. Lucas finds not. And working out well for Nordlys, but definitely a round that could have swung either way. Volume 7 making their way onto B side. Unfortunately, losing a bit too much to the push there, but yeah, good round from both sides. It could have swung so easily.
That's the thing I'm starting to realize as well, that Nordlys are defending really well, absolutely, but as you mentioned, Volume 7, obviously they're capable of doing damage, so I kind of expect when we see Volume 7 on the CT side later on, I think we're going to be able to see a team that is definitely going to be able to challenge Nordlys in their strategies. Not only that, but I would kind of be able to expect Volume 7 to play so patient and so smart that Nordlys is actually going to be having being forced to actually have a second thought about, okay, how should we actually play this? And that's when it also comes down to how much have they built the team, how much are they going to be able to adapt to their opponents perhaps playing better on a CT side. So it's going to be interesting, but as for now, we do have a push towards the A side. Fragger, oh my god, the lineup's coming in from Thamos. Could potentially be able to go for this third frag as well. He's looking for it. He does actually eventually get it. And that's 3 Deagle kills from a Norwegian. This is the 4th. And again, Norway and Deagles equal love.
Does indeed. I mean, Thamos, that's just amazing. And I think you know what I'm about to say. He just tells his team to jump into his good old backpack and just carries them through that round. And a very unexpected round as well. It was only a Deagle and a scout by there. And we mentioned economy. I mean, look, we have a FAMAS, we have an granted, we do have an AWP on Flash, but utility is also low, and they don't have head armor, 3 of them. We do have an M4 in play here for Volume 7. Looks like it's going to be a quick, short play here. Leading the charge is Thomas, and Thamos, what can you find? Finds the first with a headshot onto Lucas. Ice finds Patsy. Thamos again finding Flash here. Going to be probably swinging, Besides that Ice is too much of a threat here. Going to be just playing this from the short control. And early round lead to Volume 7. Bomb is down. Pressure on Nordlys. Only 3 people left. You were mentioning saving. I think this might be a good call to save.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Oh my god. Wait. I need to cough. Hold on. Alright, I think I'm... Okay, yeah, a little bit brighter pitch. No, I definitely agree. I mean, this save, but... Again, it's important. This is also a time for Volume 7 to think, okay, should we try to push? Should we try to remove their economy? If they were to succeed, for example, I wouldn't be afraid to say that Volume 7 would have like up to 7, almost 8 rounds even, just because of that. But if they do now, however, not succeed, it's probably not going to change a lot except for their economy. Obviously, with the last member going down there as well, that's going to be 2 full new investments they have to do. And we do have a pause coming in. I do believe, Insanity, you have the idea who took the pause.
That would have been the side of Nordlys, and it's only a pause. I assume this is a tactical, but most people don't know how to use the exclamation mark and tack, so it's just going to be a regular good old pause. But that's
how it works in the Norwegian service as well, right? Like the exclamation mark, tack, and tick, and
yeah.
Okay,
good. This is the default ebot, so that should be working as usual. As you mentioned, the whole point of hunting, I think, in a situation where the economy is that close, you have the man advantage and you have the bomb down, so most likely there's not going to be too much, finicking with that. So you're good. Definitely hunt, but the entire point is don't do what people do in MM and just go, okay, I'm just going to run solo and just try and find someone. I mean, do it smart, but hunt together, and hunting can definitely work out, and I think should be always appreciated. And we definitely see Nordlys here with the pause deciding that a buy is in order. We do see 2 MP9s. I do hope they have a plan for this, and Volume 7 probably just going to be continuing their own game. It's been actually working out really well in the latter end of this half, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I mean, one player they really like in Volume 7, if they were to be worried for somebody, it's actually Ice Maniac, the main operator for Nordlys. I mean, he's up at, what is it, 13 francs or something like that right now. Actually gotta be open up the scoreboard. Yeah, 13 francs and 6 death. That's actually very good for an operator. And that should give a little bit of fear for Volume 7. But as for now, obviously they're going to be facing off against full weaponries. They know that they're going to be heading out towards the B-split, and so far it seems to be working. Here comes late Flash as Maniac is going to be blocked off. It's not going to be enough for him to do at this point. Here goes Flash though, finds one. It's going to be taken down. It's FM, and now it's a 3 versus 4 retake. Again, forcing Nordlys to take this decision. Should we go for it or should we save? And at this point, I'd just say that, you know what, it's the same as last round. We don't have the economy. You have to go for a save.
I think that is what we're seeing indeed. I'm sitting here with a feeling that Volume 7 has been kind of dominant in one sense. And don't get me wrong, Nordly's definitely getting around. But if we look at the rounds that some of the rounds that they did win, they won one round because Ice went insane and killed the entire short flank on an A split. And that won them the round. And then on another push, we saw, I think it was Dawn, I believe, getting 2 frags on the entry onto B side. And that won them that round. So, I mean, Volume 7 actually, as a team, I would say playing a lot better. Right now, Nordlys is just hanging by the simple fact that they have players that's winning them rounds.
Yeah. No, definitely. And I think that's a little bit weird to see. Sure, you have perhaps the potential star player in the team, and that player might be drawing a little bit more attention than the rest of the team. Oh my god, Passy. That's... Yeah, and it's a push towards B as well. This is just a quick one. This is gonna be an 8th round on the board, 100%. And especially since they did manage to get the frag on one of the weapons there as well on Dawn. And now Nordlys gonna be going aggressive outside as well. Yeah, this is not working out for Nordlys. And I think it's not gonna be easier when they're gonna be jumping over either. But you were talking about you know, Ice Maniac, Dawn also. It's not often you see. I mean, sure, if you look at Simple, for example, he's one of those star players that can almost carry a team. Because when he goes super sane, it's actually super sane. But I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to expect that in this sort of level, and that's why I think Nordlys needs to take perhaps, you know, this pause that they took, talk a little bit through, and just be like, hey, this is not working out. We need to change or do something else. And I mean, they don't have a lot of rounds either to play around with. This is the first half. It's only 2 rounds left, and sure, they have the economy now. Perhaps they're gonna be able to pick up these 2 last remaining, and that would make a huge difference for the second half.
Would indeed, and yeah, I think he pretty much nailed that. I also think the higher, I hate to use the term elo, but the higher skill you're playing at, the less the potential to just solo carry. I mean, it's gonna dwindle away just by logic itself. You know, it's gonna be harder to carry. Nordlys, I mean, Thomas just whining, getting that frag. Gonna be a quick A push here. And Luke is going down in the car position. That's a risky position to play that solo. And Flash trying to get some damage done in the crosshair. But Volume 7 already on site. Bomb probably going to go down here. And Nordlys not just gets 2 through the smoke. And yeah, I mean, that's not what Nordlys needs right now. And it's going to be rough. I think LV going to be trying to save here. But you're going to be having at least 3 very hungry Volume 7 players hunting for you. And I don't. Again, you're right. Nordlys need to change something. We saw them going aggressive mid-early in the pistol round. I mean, something like that could potentially work. Even going aggressive into tunnel, flashing each other, and doing something, because what they're doing now, I mean, clearly isn't working.
No, I definitely agree, and it's gonna be interesting to see what I mean. Obviously, now they're not going to be able to go for this beautiful buy. Obviously, they're just going to be having sort of a messy buy. We do have a couple of SMGs, rifle, a scout. Again, Nolvin on the T side. They're actually buying 4 AWPs for this round just to do enough damage, and they do manage to get that early frag. Not only that, but Tamos is actually close towards the B side. This time, though, however, we do have the P90 actually in a good position. So if there were to be that they're gonna be pushing in towards B, I think it's actually gonna be a really real slaughter coming in here, and that might be Lucas once again doing the full work here. Never mind.
Gets the first get taken out. It is rough because the time to kill is just so short. And I also want to point out on a bit of a detail here. we saw Volume 7 buying 4 orbs. If you were to press space and fly over to T-spawn, there's just 2 orbs randomly in their spawn because they then dropped them to pick up the rifles for their actual round. So that was more of a buy just to deny the jump, and it worked out. And Volume 7 looking to be taking that 10th round, and that's a rough start for this game.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, that also means that I do have something to tell you guys. We do have an amazing giveaway going on right now on our Facebook page, !mark contest. The Master Keys L takes inspiration from the best parts of the early 2000s gaming. But what are the worst parts about being a gamer in that era? You can win the Master Keys L's, a high performance keyboard with no bullshit approach to superior typing, outfitted with a thick PBT caps, MX blue switches, and no RGB inside. The Master Keys L chooses functionality over flash. See how that works with my voice? It's freaking sexy. Anyway, !mark contest in the Twitch chat. Make sure to go in and compete. You actually had a pretty decent answer to that, Insanity.
I did indeed. I was thinking about this while at work, and it's the annoying part. So back in the day, and I'm not that old, but gaming mouses. Well, there wasn't gaming mouses, and there wasn't digital laser pointers. You couldn't. It didn't work like that. You had like a ball, you basically rolled around that way. Yeah, it was. You would get hair and stuff into it, and it would just not work. Not great.
Yeah. As I said during that stream as well, I remember having to clean that with actual dish soap, like dish soap. It didn't work to just, take it off. You had to remove all the fat as well, because you drag your hand on a mouse pad and it created like this layer of fat, and it went into the ball and shit. It's blah. We do, however, have laser now, which is a lot better. And I mean, the interesting part now about mice is talking about, that. It's pretty interesting how the first, now that we're going into your mouse is supposed to be as light as possible, and now they have holes in them. Can you imagine how far we've gone in very short time, actually?
I have a friend on Twitter. He was like, I'm going from an 89-gram mouse to a 67-gram mouse. I'm like, there's no difference. I mean, it's so light at that point. It's just insane.
Exactly. And it's like, yeah, does it make a lot of difference? I wouldn't say so. I think I prefer heavy mice. I don't know why, but I just think it feels like you have more control. And sorry, now I'm talking over the game also, but it feels very one-sided. They only had pistols as well. That's why I didn't put a lot of effort into it. But again, I think I not recommend, but I like heavy mouses as well. I don't know why.
I don't know if I could define what a heavy mouse is, but it definitely needs to have some weight to it. I definitely agree. And again, Volume 7 currently just dominating here. We're going to be seeing aggressive from Nordlys, but I just want to update people on the other matches that's been going on just very quickly. We had Abrodos playing on the bike. Abrodos took that one. We also had Causality Esports versus Atme for OnlyFans, and Atme for OnlyFans won that. Those are the 2 games that's currently finished up. And with that being said, FM finding the initial frag.
MXD actually leading 13-12 over the Simpsons.
Exciting.
I just wanted to flick it in because we were in content. I wanted to be a good boy as well.
That's info I don't have. I only have the brackets open.
No, if you guys want to see it, you can go over to Frisoren's stream. He's actually streaming that game right now.
Good stuff. And this round looking rough for Nordlys, losing pretty much the entire team at this point, and not really finding anything. I think this is at this point, what do you do? Volume 7 is going to be high on confidence, and Nordlys just going to probably feeling a bit down at this point. It's a rough Dust 2 is one of those maps that's really rough to try and like stage a comeback on because it just feels so momentum based.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. And I mean, as I mentioned as well, I think the Nordlys is definitely going to be having issues when Volume 7 is on the city side, because I would say they're almost like unpredictable. Like, are they actually going to go aggressive, or are they going to be staying put? And that forces Nordlys to either go a little bit more aggressive just to figure out that information if they want to risk it. Otherwise, they could be going down because the CTs are going aggressive. But if it were to be that the CTs played perhaps passive and they decided to go aggressive, then they made up a couple of seconds. They can start figuring out how to do the executes. Take a look at that. That's going to be a beauty of a start. And passing, picking up the double frag. 2 for 1. Picks up a third, picks up a fourth, and that's gonna be the 5th from Tamos, and that momentum killer is definitely gonna be the GGs.
I agree. If you weren't disheartened before that, I mean, that will ruin any team because it's just so soul crushing. And I mean, you mentioned it correctly. I think Volume 7 is unpredictable, and I think you, as CT at a higher level of CS, you do need to be somewhat unpredictable, and Dust 2, you can vary so much to where you want to go aggressive as CT. So looking good so far. It's going to be Nordlys coming aggressive here on long. Nut gets 1, FM gets 1, Dawn trades out FM, Nut gets 2, he gets Dawn, he gets Flash, and Ice. You've been good this entire game, but I mean, both players, that's a tough ask, I think.
Yeah. Ice Maniac does not have an AWP to work with, only an AK this time, but 1 on 4. It's not impossible. There you go. That's going to be the first frag. Obviously, it's going to make it tougher because Passy is in a really good position just to hold down long. We do also have Nolvin from behind, and actually Tamos is rotating up towards A as well, so there might be even a double peek coming up here if he just stays alive for a long. Oh my god, Ice Maniac! Yeah, it's going to be taken down from behind. I was like, damn, that was very close from Ice Maniac, but it's in the end. It is going to actually be match point coming up from Volume 7 here. And again, they're going to be able to go for a full buy. This is where Nordlys have to just do something extremely unpredictable in order to start some sort of a ball, like a ball in the rolling ball, whatever. I'm Swedish and I'm sick. Fuck.
I agree, and this definitely looks like a quick B play here. Luke is going to be leading the charge. Tamos gets 1, gets straight out, gets another with the molly, and Nolvin finding the 3rd. I mean, that push all but just died. Ice, again with the AK, is going to be up to him. I mean, Flash still alive, but only with a Mac 10. I'm questioning how much he can get done here. Gets killed by Patsy and FM, and Ice. Another 1v4, he gets another chance at least.
Yeah, but this time, if he loses, it's over. He's up at 18 frags, dude. Nobody else is even close to him. That's insane.
Very well.
I just expect him to go down. Do we get the lead? How many kills do we get before going down?
None. Oh.
Feels bad, man.
What is that jump?
I was actually going to say 1. But if he's a little bit lucky here now, he could potentially... Oh, actually, never mind. That smoke is going to be ruining everything. He can throw a flash, but other than that, it's probably... Oh, he didn't even see him. Oh, God. All right. Well, then...
That's blind.
That's very blind. Anyway, we're going to be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Then we're going to be jumping over to the other side of the bracket, where we are going to be having At Me for OnlyFans versus either MXD or Simpsons. And right now, it says 14-14. We'll be right back.
Oh my god!
Damn! Yo! He's acing it! He's acing it!
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Only one country to take it all, to show the others who is truly the king of Nordic.
You can qualify into the King of Nordic by visiting one of our partners: Sweden, SwedishProLeague.se; Finland, CSGOFinland.fi; Denmark, esport.dk; and Norway, Gamer.no.
One look and I breathe. One touch feels skin deep. A picture perfect, underserving. Everything will probably go in and out, one thought, and we break. Airborne as we face misconceptions, picture perfect, a balanced blend and some pretend. In and out. Get me through all the layers of you. Get me through. In and out. We collide, we break down, caving in to our doubts. Faces filled with sadness. When words are said, we'll regret. I can see the fire that we made just to save us. When we try to make up for never letting go, said the things we promised not to say, then we break up just to start all over, even though we know this is the hard way better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way to better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way to better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way to better. Let's start again to a place a long time ago when I kissed your lips. I can see the fire that we made just to save us when we try to make up for never letting go. Said the things we promised not to say, that we break up just to start all over, even though we know this is the hard way to better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way to better. We can't be heartache together.
Let me feel your love again. 'Cause I've been running round in circles, screaming out your name. Take me to a different place. Just the two of us and we can stay up all night. Kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do. Staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Be with you. Be with you. All that time away from you, I didn't think I'd make it without you by my side. Let me feel your love again. Just the two of us and we could stay up all night. Kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do. Staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. I wanna be with you. Be with you. Be with you.
Let's go.
Vai, Valdir. Poderia. Oh my god!
Damn! Yo, yo,
This
yo!
guy, dude.
Yo! He's acing it! He's acing it!
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Only one country to take it all. To show the others who is truly the king of Nordic.
You can qualify into the King of Nordic by visiting one of our partners. Sweden, SwedishProLeague.se. Finland, CSGOFinland.fi. Denmark, esport.dk. And Norway, Gamer.no. This match is brought to you by Cooler Master.
I don't know. We're live. I forgot to count down. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We were just trying to figure out whose name this is with a lot of question marks. Let's open up his profile. Let's see. There's still a lot of question marks. Oh, Giuliano. It's Giuliano. And with the Arabic signs, or whatever it is, Accents.
All right, got it.
Unfortunately, these guys don't know how to be named properly. It's the most frustrating thing ever as a freaking caster.
Sense.
Spread actually answered to our Twitter, or tagging Millhouse. Stupid ass. Sense. How do you pronounce? I think it's sense.
Well, there's a K in there, so it's Sense. But yeah, I don't know. Or K Sense. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Sense. That's fine.
Yeah, sense. I think it works. Oh my god, I forgot to change. Ah, Jesus frick. You know I'm tired when this happens. We don't even have the HUD working. But I'm working on it now.
Meanwhile, knife's on the way. At me for OnlyFans, dying by the wayside hit, and looks like Simpson's definitely going to be taking the good old knife round. We mentioned that in the previous game as well. Dust 2, definitely one of those maps that I think the knife round is more important than certain others. Being able to set the pace here, and yeah, it's going to be a stay coming in from Simpson starting on the CT side. It's going to be exciting to see if they have any plans for the pistol round, and the same for At Me for OnlyFans.
Yeah. Again, can he stop shooting like freaking... You know what? I'll just mute the game until the game starts. Alright, we were talking a little bit about this earlier as well, both off camera but also on camera, about the seeding in this tournament now so far, that we almost saw the final game was MXD versus Simpsons. So now a lot of people might be thinking, you know what, Simpsons won, so maybe they're gonna be winning everything, but you are a little bit 50-50 when it comes to this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I played against At Me for OnlyFans, and I know that they're. I mean, first off, they're good when it comes to aim, and second off, they don't give up even if they start falling behind. So I think this is going to be a really close game, and I hope for once my prediction actually comes through, and we're going to be seeing a lot of CT players already over towards the CT or the B side, but going backwards now. With a lot of info here from Spread and At Me for OnlyFans swinging wide here on long. Going to be a lot of fights, and the boost coming on as well. Smoke has been gone down on the cross, and that means the retake should be coming in from Simpsons as well as the push for At Me. Right now though, it's all about the bomb, and it's being planted. Pushes through the smoke, gets taken down here. Swinging on the short also gets taken down. At Me for OnlyFans looking good so far. Henke and Dodo. For the retake here, Dodo very much so alone gets taken down as well by Double A, and yeah, good round for At Me for OnlyFans, good push. Simpsons seems like they were caught a bit off guard, and that boost onto site was a bit slow, and therefore actually loses a player.
Yeah, but now again though, they're gonna be going for this force buy, which is quite interesting to see, especially on this map. I mean, obviously you want to try to get him round back immediately, but you're also knowing that they did manage to win the round. I'm not 100% sure. Did they get the bomb plant? No. Yes.
Yeah. They
yeah. So
the bomb went up.
yeah. So they should definitely be expecting some heavy rifles on the opposite team here. Let's see if that's gonna work out. Now though, however, they're gonna be throwing it with the scouts first. Do a little bit of damage. We do have, however, Neon on site stands and Spread together. Look at this. This is a beautiful answer coming in from Simpsons. And meanwhile, Spread is still going to be able to find a secondary frag for himself. Neon stays alive with the Deagle, finds the last remaining one. And all of a sudden, that's 2 AKs being dropped. And I'm not sure if anybody's going to be... well, at least one of them picked up the AK-47. But other than that, that could have been helping Simpson into this round.
I think it already did, and also just for morale. I mean, picking up that counter round, that's really nice. And yeah, At Me for OnlyFans, it looks strong pistol. Looks like it a bit of a maybe an attempt to just set the tempo and just walk over Simpsons. Definitely not working out. Simpsons playing a good side hold, and just takes the round off of that. Bit more of a slow round this time. We do see triple scout even on the terror side here, and going to be looking for picks. Woody goes down as well. Not a good start for Atme for OnlyFans. They have invested everything they have into this round, so it is a must-win round in that sense. And Simpsons, I mean, with the better rifles and should be able to counter any form of push here, but Manny gets Hensha, and that's maybe the opening Atme need. Looking just again with the scouts, just a massively slow round, really, just looking for the picks.
Yeah, you can see Spirit still looking for it. He's eventually going to be able to find a frag there as well. Might be even able to find a secondary as he does a lot of damage, but there comes double A. And that is going to be Spirit going down. Meanwhile, there's still one out towards long. It's Sans with the AK-47 decides to fall back away for his teammates instead. And I think that's a smart idea. Again, just giving themselves a little bit more room to work with and try to figure out how they're going to be playing this, because it's a 3v3, but they also know that they do have the better weapons now on the CT side, so this retake should be very doable. Here we go with Dodo being able to find the first one. It's going to be a trade coming in immediately from double A. Meanwhile, they're going to be shaking towards short, but that's not what the CTs are going to be coming in. It's actually going to be Sans being able to find the first, looking for the second as well. It's going to be working out, and that's actually I mean, still a decent rank coming in from Admir OnlyFans. I mean, getting 3 francs all plus a bomb plant, I definitely would agree that Admir for OnlyFans did a really good round.
Indeed, they did. I think the bomb more or less saved that round as well. I mean, the frags are really nice. We've been talking a lot about economy damage and dust too, but that bomb also just allowing Atme for OnlyFans even getting some deagles on this round to maybe try and keep the economy even further down for Simpsons here. And Simpsons taking their time despite not having a def kit and do get the round. Very smooth, very, yeah, it looked like routine. I mean, they did it really well. So Simpsons looking strong so far in this game. It's very early and obviously you can't really tell yet, but definitely looking very strong thus far.
Indeed. Here we go with Sprint. Oh my god, that's a beautiful shot again. Only with a scout, but here comes Rapti. Answers really well, and Sans is going to be taken down. Dodo out towards mid with the M4 is going to be able to challenge. Does find 2 quite fast kills here, and Rapti still going to be going ahead with that deagle, doing a lot of damage. And now once again, it's going to be a retake. This time, however, I do believe Atme, the OnlyFans, is a little bit more keen at, you know what, Rapti has an AK-47 and question mark, or whatever his name was, well, they're actually going to be able to defend this.
Yeah, Neon swings wide, doesn't get the frag. A bit of a whiffed spray there, and the deagle from Giuliano definitely taking him down there. And again, Atme for OnlyFans, the deagles, they just work. I don't know how. They never do this when I play with them. It's unfair.
Maybe it's because maybe you're the problem, dude.
Oh no!
Yeah, you actually you just gave me that ball. Like you gave me that smash ball. Yeah, sorry. You built it up for yourself. Oh, this is gonna be a close battle as Dodo goes aggressive. Does find the first one. It's gonna be looking for the second as well. Does eventually find it as Manny decides to go wide towards that short area. Now with the 3 AKs and the 3 terrorists that we have, they are going to be forced to think about what can we do. Meanwhile, the CTs decide to push long. This is actually going to be a good opportunity for the terrorists to actually push on short. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to be doing in Sanity.
Does indeed, and yeah, the push here looking like it's going to start. Molotov goes out. Going to be swinging wide here. We do have the M4 on ramp here on Hensha. What can he find? Doesn't actually find anything. Goes down immediately. And at this point, might just be a bomb plant. Bit of a retake. We do still have 4 members of Simpsons alive. And again, Simpsons not really making any massive, like, 400 IQ plays. These are just flashing out, getting the frags, taking the duels in their terms, and definitely making it work for them thus far. Going to be seeing 3 people now swing on from long here. We do not have a def kit currently in possession, so this needs to be go quick and spread here. Close with the scout. Can he find the first frag? Definitely spots that guy single. Knows the double A is there. Cross is going to be happening. Double A goes down. Woody gets 1, but gets taken down as well. At this point, all to Rafty. What can he find? Finds 1, but goes down to a bit of a jumping deagle there, it looked like. And Simpsons, again, looking strong on the retake there. And not working any magic, but definitely hitting their shots. And the bomb, just in time. That's 3 on the board for Simpson and Atme for OnlyFans. That gotta be discouraging.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, still, even though Simpson does manage to pick up the round, I think that they're feeling the pressure about Acme for OnlyFans because they do manage to get the bomb plants. They barely get to defuse. So I think it's so far still very equal 50-50 game. I think it all comes down to basically what we saw in the last game. I mean, we had a very tight first half. I think it was 5-5, and then all of a sudden ended up being, 16-5 or 16-6. So I mean, a lot of things can still happen. Acme for OnlyFans, though, however, still putting out a lot of pressure out towards Simpsons.
They are indeed, and as you mentioned, early game still, and you can't really determine too much by the early game, but you can definitely see trends. You can start seeing how the teams work, and Atme for OnlyFans been looking strong. Simpsons winning the aim duels, but not necessarily making that much of a better play than Atme for OnlyFans. So definitely CT side is going to be a very different ball game altogether. But here we do have some short control. We do have Henshaw and Long. Looks like they're going to be playing a retake, and Atme for OnlyFans is going to be moving up short here, getting a lot of info and going to be swinging wide, probably seeing that the site is clear, and at that point might just choose to go, and they do swing wide here. We do have Mr. Arabic name here down in CT spawn with the AK, seems to be just falling back and opting, Simpsons here, just opting to go for the full retake. That's a 5-on-5 retake. That's rough, but it's definitely doable.
Indeed, there we go. Spread is going to be taken down. They're still going to be looking for more frags. This is another CT jumps up. Not going to be able to get that frag, however. But they're at least going to be able to defend because there's going to be 2 CTs wanting to come in from short. And when this smoke is in the way, and Dodo shooting through the smoke, that's actually going to be a huge frag. And they're going to be pushing through. It's Raptor being there to be able to find both of them. And yes, indeed, that's going to save the situation as it goes down to pick up a third as well. Not going to be able to do so. Doesn't have enough bullets. And that's going to be, again, as we're saying, a very successful round coming up for Atme for OnlyFans, and I think that is something that Simpsons is actually, a little bit afraid of, as I mentioned earlier.
I would be inclined to agree here, and a bit of a nice touch. I'm not sure if that was intentional or whatnot, but you have Giuliano jumping through with the AWP on the smoke on short, and I think he just distracted both CT players, and we do have the trades from I believe Rafty picking those 2 up as well, so making that A-split retake not viable. And again, Atme for OnlyFans looking good in this early game. Do you have 2 MP9s? Not the best buy on Simpsons here, but probably going to be looking for some early fight.
Yeah, there we go. Rapti finding the entry. Neon finding the trade. Still, oh, that's a free weapon as well for Simpsons.
Oh, massive flash play in mid here. Doesn't get anything for his effort. But again, this has been what Simpsons been actually earning a lot of victories for thus far. Just flashing each other in, going for the fights. At this point, Giuliano just swings wide, takes that frag in his stride, and Double A gets another frag as well. Neon, you mentioned him getting a gun. That's all fine and dandy, but he's 32 HP and no head armor. But at this point, it's 2 AK, so head armor probably doesn't matter that much. Gonna be swinging wide here. Does get Double A off the peak, and decides to go for a flash and goes down by Manny. So Atme for OnlyFans looking convincing the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, again, it was, as I mentioned, it kind of falls out the previous game that we saw, where actually we did see Volume 7 just running away with the lead here on Dust 2 as soon as they managed to get the little bit of a taste on how the CTs were defending. And right now, it's going to be a massacre. It's either going to be on both sides or just one side. But here goes Would It Be Even if the first one's going to be looking for the second as well. It's going to be able to find it. Fights a third. And it's actually going to be Raptor there to help out. And this was, as I mentioned, a massacre either for both teams or just for one. And this one was for Atme for OnlyFans, being able to find them.
An absolute massacre, and definitely an important round for OnlyFans. I mean, you may say that, I mean, they only had pistols on the CT side, but the amount of matches we cast, those rounds are never a certainty. I mean, Simpsons, again, as you mentioned, if they hit the timing, if they hit the flash, they could have just as likely won that fight. And yeah, I mean, for OnlyFans making it work, we do have a bit of a pause coming out here from the T side. I mean, for OnlyFans opting for a pause. We don't know if it's tactical or technical because they don't use the proper commands. So right now, I would assume tactical.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's a good pause as well. I mean, it's only 2 rounds separating the 2 teams. Now they can start figuring out, okay, what do we need to do in order to get this party started, really. We do have someone in chat saying, hörs ut som en auktion när han pratar. Ene pratar. Is that you or me?
That would be you.
Even with this voice, I don't think so.
No, but you do the quick talking shoutcasting thing that I've yet to learn. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Just practice Eminem songs. Then it works out. Learn Rap God and then you're at it. However, AA now it's gonna be getting ready here just to try to do some damage. It looks like it's not gonna be much happening as overall. Leon is chasing. Not gonna be able to find a frag, however.
See the push coming in from at me from OnlyFans. It's gonna be a short push. Doesn't get the first frag. They do get the trade. That's gonna be the one plant. But another Kobe coming in, trading out, and just trades all across the boards here. This is just pure trade game at this point. AA, you're not even in position to fight this. The question is, do Simpsons even know this? It's gonna be coming along very quickly, but that bomb, not planted for you, my friend. Smoke goes out. He's going to stick it. That's a 10-second defuse. And AA probably not expecting to be taking this and does go down. Hence, good retake from Simpsons as well. Army for OnlyFans get short for free and then don't appear to be able to run away with it. And again, it's just a sense of trading each other out. And Simpsons, low on cash. They do win the round, but they are in... shambles when it comes to their economy. At me for OnlyFans on the other side, looking good at least for this round.
Yeah, indeed. And I mean, they're still gonna be going for this buy. It's not gonna be any problems for them, but they still have to be, you know. I think they won like 3 or 4 rounds in a row now. No, three rounds in a row. Maybe they start to feel like, you know what, we have this on the table. It's not gonna be any problems for us. We're in the upper hands, right? But I kind of feel like Simpsons, when they do manage to get a round back, that pushes back at me for OnlyFans as well. Starting to think that, okay, we might not be able to push just like we do every single round because it's not going to work. Now they're starting to think about something different. They do, however, find the entry. Spread is going to be able to find a trade. Spread's still looking for that second frag. He's going to be throwing it down. A flash to try to go for it, but it looks like it's not going to be going in favor for him. Well, they're pushing out towards mid. No smoke towards the spawn. That's a very delayed smoke, and that is unfortunately going to be a kill going down as well.
We see Spreader getting 1 kill over the smoke. It's not only just a delayed smoke, it's a bad smoke at that. And AA gets the frag. And 1v3, it's not a situation he can win, or he can win, but shouldn't win. Bomb is dropped as well. It goes wide in, just goes down. I mean, at me for OnlyFans, looks like they have the general idea of going B there, but the execution is just not there.
Heard Woody is Knowing's new act. Yeah, I don't believe so. But I heard that Guden is Knowing from start. Trash talking me while I'm sick. Yeah, dude. Do you have this thing, like whenever you're sick, is there something you become extremely good at?
No, I just hate my life at that point.
Like for example, like I for some odd reason, my girlfriend laughs so much more at me when I'm sick, because I make strange noises apparently.
I think it's important.
So I'm a comedian when I'm sick.
She's not laughing with you; she's laughing at you, or of you.
It's probably laughing at me, yeah. But still, I make her laugh. Get to see that beautiful smile. Yeah, but anyway, I become a comedian. Here we go. Push in towards side. AA still in good position here. Negan is gonna be the only player remaining now. Still looking to actually going towards side here. It's gonna be going down towards the long instead. I'm not sure if that's the best of ideas since they are actually having an AWP, but look at this. AA is actually ready for Neon. Does find one, but it's going to be taken down. That doesn't really matter a lot, perhaps. They do manage to pick up the AWP. It's not going to be any problems. 5-6. Still a very close game.
Very close game indeed, and very close round. Just random trades going up all over the place. And you mentioned them going out to long. Well, they didn't have a choice. The bomb was there, so they were were kind of forced to make that bad decision and almost cost them the round. But At Me for OnlyFans does pick it up. We do see the single AWP setup, which is pretty much the only way to play Dust 2. I've never really seen a double P setup that actually works with AWP. We do have an MP9. We do have two Deagles and a FAMAS. Simpsons looking down on guns, but definitely around they need to win and push here on long for At Me and getting some early damage. Not really a lot happening. We've seen a lot of these pushes from the terrorist side go down in flames very quickly, and I think At Me for OnlyFans also realizes this. Not really going that hard, just waiting the utility out. Maybe they expect him to have lower guns and just want to wait this up. A spread looking for the fight with the AWP. Can he find anything? As of now, no. And OnlyFans committing to this.
Yeah, indeed, and here we go with Henke. Actually, good position, gets one. Does a lot of damage here on double A as well. Spread on the AWP. We've been talking about this before. Like, it doesn't really matter. If you do have an AWP on your side, even though it's a low buy, it can still do so much damage. You can see they're actually going to be challenging each other. Let's see who's going to be winning this battle. Looks like it's actually going to be Sats going aggressive. They are being able to find double A. That forces the terrorists all the way back to mid. And it also turns out to be a 4 versus 2 for some odd reason.
Does indeed. I mentioned it. Those A pushes have not been working out for At Me for OnlyFans. I think it's maybe a wrong decision to keep going for them. Getting the long control, that's all fine and dandy, but you're not getting anything for it, and the push doesn't work. Looks like Simpsons have a really good setup for that, and Juliano getting that initial frag though with the AK, going to be swinging wide here. Does get the info on the car guy, but not really finding any frags at this point. Decides to swing wide again, probably going to be ending B off of this. No smoke to let them know, and Neon only has a Deagle to work with here. What can he find? Time is low, but bomb is going to go down, no problem. Neon going to be swinging wide, gets taken out by Juliano at this point. Dodo with a Deagle, and yeah, Sans as well. I mean, he has the AK to work with, but there's no def kit, there's no flashes, there's only smoke. At this point, I would probably just say whatever they have and bring it into the next round.
Indeed, and it looks like that's going to be the case as well. Oh, no, never mind. Throws down that smoke. But again, he smoked in that way that he just locked himself in. Like, as soon as he goes out of that smoke, it doesn't matter if you go left, right, or up, down, inside, or out. He's going to get noticed. However, 7 rounds to the board here for At Me for OnlyFans. There's a pause coming in. I'm assuming it's Simpsons again. Coming in with that pause.
You are wrong. It's actually At Me for OnlyFans going for another pause. Again, I expect this to be tactical. If I were in their shoes at this point, I would definitely be discussing the whole long play and figuring out whether that's actually a smart thing to do, because as of now, it hasn't been working out. Simpson's got a really good way of dealing with it. And you mentioned the smoke on the exit there as well. I think that was just a desperate attempt to not get killed by the AWP on the exit. So I can understand it. I don't think it's necessarily a good idea, though.
Again, though, Simpsons still has the time to talk and try to figure out what to do here. Maybe they're just taking a breather. That could also be very useful sometimes. As for now, though, they are not looking like they're going to be going for some sort of a buy. They don't have they don't really have the economy for it either. So I would consider it to be very smart to just play along with the USPs. Oh, he goes for a Deagle and armor, however. And I was promised that Spread would have a 40 bomb for this game from Sorum. Starting to think if he's really a caster or what he... Yeah. 40 bomb. That's a big one.
It's not only a big one, he's 31 off and we're halfway through the game. I think if he's going to go on the 40 bomb, he needs to start going pretty much now.
Just wait. Okay. 40 bomb. That's a very, very, very bold statement. But let's see. As Manny is going to be the first one going in. Dodo is going to be taken down. Still got to be looking for a second. Woody's actually waiting in T-spawn, and he's going to be able to find one. Finds a second there as well. And all of a sudden, that's going to be 2 very, very quick Franks coming in for their part. Spread is already taken down. It's all down to Neon hiding inside the smoke. And he's going to be going down. 8th rounds on the board. As I mentioned, they were just going to be going for pistols. They don't want to invest all too much for this round. And that also means that At Me for OnlyFans has won the first half. Interesting here, though, to not get a replay from their previous game, is that Simpsons need to think what they want to do here. They could go for force buy and try to risk it, but that would be a very, very, very big risk and actually no reward whatsoever. So saving with that is actually going to be a smarter idea, in my opinion, at least.
I agree. I think it is definitely the right call here. Even just getting that 6th round is going to be a lot more helpful than going 5-10 because you overcommit into a round you're already kind of on the back foot on. So yeah, I mean, the long push on At Me For OnlyFans had me kind of confused, but it worked out. Now we do have a very quick B push here with double A. Can he find the first one with the spray? Not hitting any shots, but does find Dodo eventually. Going with the P250s, out of bullets on the AK gun for the reload, and that's a 4v3. Retake now from Simpsons with double scout. That's going to be rough. Wood even gets a frag here with the nade. Kobe, as we all like to say. And yeah, Fred with the deagle. Probably just going to be trying to maybe scoop up a gun or something. Woody here just holding him. Does get the frag. And at this point, what do you do here? You have a scout. You have 18 HP. There's really no point saving. And there's really no point going for it. So, I mean, at that point, maybe just try and get a kill for your stats.
Well, nobody's going to be going out towards mid, so it's going to be all by himself.
Convincing round for At Me For OnlyFans this time. Simpsons, they need to figure out what they're going to be doing, and we do have a timeout this time from Simpsons.
Ooh, yeah, well, it's very needed. That's something we can agree on. Since they do actually need to get at least this last round, they do have the economy for it. Now they have to start thinking, okay, what can we do? What can we change? How should we be placed to actually win this last round in the first half? Otherwise, it's actually I would almost be able to say with such confidence that At Me For OnlyFans could really just dominate on the second half as well, just because they had the momentum. So before halftime, it would be perfect for Simpsons to actually just break the momentum for At Me For OnlyFans.
Look at the snipers on terrorist side. Look at the snipers.
Oh my god, yeah. Okay, I just need to get ready for the peek out towards mid here. Let's see.
We saw this in the previous game as well. This is they're buying snipers, I assume, to then drop them, pick up the rifles, and play the round as usual. But they're just trying to get that initial frag onto the cross.
Yeah, they actually have another AWP laying on the ground there as well. So there's gonna be 3 ops and 2 auto snipers. I really wished I wasn't be the I'm so glad I'm casting and not the one crossing double doors, so to speak. Because this is gonna be, this is gonna be heavy. Like, okay, so what do we want to see? Want to see all 5 peeking, or the one getting? You know what? Let's see all 5 peeking. This is stupid. This is so stupid.
Not a single point of damage.
Oh my god. Well, it was a funny situation, but it doesn't really matter because, again, didn't do any damage. They're gonna be pushing in towards B though, however. Double A. They're actually sneaking all the way in. Dodo's gonna be able to find first, finds the second, almost looking for the third as well. Rapti does react quick though. Neon as well, it's gonna be able to react, and Neon actually, that smoke was failed. That means that Neon can just clean them up in a very, very good fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, that means that the first half is gonna be done. I can tell you guys about our amazing giveaway that we have together with our partner in crime, Cooler Master. You can win this beautiful, beautiful Master Keys L. Takes inspiration from the best parts of the early 2000s gaming. But what are the worst parts of being a gamer in that era? You can win the Master Keys L, a high-performance keyboard with no bullshit approach to the superior typing, outfitted with thick PBT caps, MX blue switches, and no RGB inside. The Master Keys L chooses functionality over flash. Exclamation mark contest. Make sure to go in and tell us what was bad from the 2000s gaming era. I remind myself that I kind of sound like Why did I go to honor bet? Hello? What the frick? Well, let's take a look at the honor bet. That's like stupid. Anyway. Yeah. I lost my words.
Yeah, I think we'll just go straight into the round here with Army for OnlyFans getting the first frag, but being quickly traded out. We do have a smoke in towards the B split here, and that seems to be what the terrorist side is going to be opting for here, going up the B slope early here. It's all going to be up to Juliano. What can you find here? Does some damage, does not find a kill though, and at this point you're in a smoke with a lot of enemies, and you do end up going down. 3v4 retake. We do not have a kit in sight, so this could be a very quick retake. We do also see Woody going down very so far down in HP. Goes down as well. Hensha gets Woody. Dodo gets Manny. And that, my friend, Simpsons. Important round. Getting that first pistol round. Now is the even more important round, the follow-up one.
Yeah, no, man. That's what I kind of meant. I mean, obviously, when who was it? Neon with the AWP in the last round there of the first half, when he was able to pick up these guys and actually win the round eventually. I think that was something that broke the momentum a little bit for Atme for OnlyFans, because now obviously they're still going to be the same team, you know. They're still going to do the same thing. They're going to be trying their best to win rounds. But when you have such momentum that as you did on the T side earlier, getting those 9 rounds on the board, I think is definitely going to be you know, a little bit destructive when you finally get a little bit of the toughness in front of you. And if you do lose the last round of the first half and then jump over to the other one, you're gonna be a little bit mind bend, if you can call it that. So a very smart way to do it. But however, Dodo has been taken down, which means that there is actually a good opportunity here for the CTs to actually defend against these terrorists. But they're smart. They're going out towards short instead, and now they're going to be going for this execute towards the A side.
Smokes are coming in. This is going to be a hot one from Simpsons. Double A, what can you find? Nothing. Hensha takes him down. That's the entry Simpsons need. 11ing it out to a 44. Manny finding 1 life. Already starting to do some damage. Woody goes down. That's a 3v3. Again, spread getting 1. Manny gets spread. Good trading so far on both sides. Neon with the Mac 10 here on short. What can you find? It's all up to him. And at this point, weaponry being picked up by the CTs. This is deadly for Neon. Nade in hand actually get kind of timed here. But Manny finds a kill, and that's at me for OnlyFans. You were talking about momentum, but at this point, that's rough for Simpsons. You pick out the pistol round, you're behind, you're feeling like finally it's our time, momentum can shift, and then you just immediately go on another loss. And CT's picking up 2 good rifles as well. I mean, that is a rough counter round.
Definitely, but it's also important now for Simpsons to actually try to reclaim the momentum a little bit on towards his side. And I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't be afraid to actually go for a full force buy at this point. Full force buy, push towards B, make sure to get the bomb planted, make sure to have enough utilities to actually hold down the sites pretty well, and that could be a really good round. Now they're just gonna be going with pistols, and I think it's going to be tough. They don't have any utilities to try to go in with. They do, however, find at least 1 frag, or they actually been able to find 2 frags now. So it's a 3v3, and they do have an AWP on Neon, who was a clutch player for the last round of the first half. Here goes Sans going in for the bomb plant. Neon looking for the frags. Going to be able to do a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough to be able to take him down. Double A going in for the big, being able to find 1, but it's going to be Neon with the no-scope. Being able to find the double A there as well. Meanwhile, it's going to be going out for even more. Does find another frag. As I was saying, Neon is a clutch player. You can't stop him. Don't give him an AWP, and unless you want your momentum to be broken, and if you want to lose the game. Jesus Christ, what a round from Simpsons.
And what a round from Neon. I mean, he gets the op. He realizes, okay, we are going to be outgunned, at least at this point. I'm going to go for a fight, because that's the best chance we have. Gets 1, gets 2, and yeah, Neon just absolutely clutching that round out for Simpsons. It looked so easy. It looked so easy.
Indeed. And now with Simpsons also having a lot of money. they can go for this full buy. They're facing off against pistols once again, though. It's at me for OnlyFans not going for this force buy, which could be smart, but also somewhat a little bit risky. I mean, obviously they would like to win their momentum back. Now they're just pushing through smokes and giving them away here for free. Spread. It's actually been a really good position. Here we go. It actually does get a frag before going down. That's Henke's fault. He should have held that smoke completely. You don't have to throw down that smoke so quickly. Now though, with the 3 versus 2, Henke still in a good position. Does eventually find out where the position is. And now the last remaining CT Woody is going to be taken down there as well. 9 rounds on the board, and we do have a very 50-50 game. However, once again, the CTs might be forced to go for pistols again here.
That way, and as you mentioned, scoreline definitely closing in here for Simpsons. It's a 9-10. That's a good start on this half, winning back the momentum which we've discussed at length. So important on Dust 2, and this looks like a bit more of a quick long take the way they're set up currently. And at me for OnlyFans again, just with the Deagles, just going to be looking to maybe find a rifle and snowball around from that. Looks like long is not the target anyway, going out mid here and got to be challenged, but Dodo finding 2, and that's exactly the opening Simpson needs for this round. We do see Neon hanging back in mid here, going to be cutting off the rotation. But the push is well underway, and Spread finding Woody. And that is the good take. Neon takes out AA in mid, and it's all up to Rafty. Can he find the gun at this point?
Yeah, that's going to be the question. Rafty needs to do something in this situation. At least get a kill, get a weapon. Something that will help him out in the next round, because that means that he could potentially drop... Yeah, they could actually afford an AWP for the next round if they were to be that Giuliano. Well, he could drop an AWP anyway, but we can see Woody is down on pretty low money there, so there could have actually been a drop if Rapti could have been able to find a weapon in that situation. But again, there's so much things that could happen, and ifs and what if sort of situations, but eventually it's going to be coming down to facts. And right now it's 10-10, and both of the teams do have money. Both are going to be going for a full buy here as well.
It is indeed, and long going to be the contested area at the start here. Simpsons getting it pretty much for free. It looks like at me for OnlyFans opting for the retake scenario on A. We saw that played a lot in the previous game. It's a very valid way to play Dust, but the difference here currently is just they don't have an AWP on long. The AWP on Terry's side actually very isolated in self and in lowers here, and going to be looking for the duels and gets taken out. But Giuliano, a good frag for at me for OnlyFans opening up this round, and we see Simpsons gravitating towards this long. And yeah, at me for OnlyFans definitely ready for this push.
Indeed. Let's see. Now that there's going to be grenades, some smokes, and everything falling in, Manny. Good position here, AA as well. They're just going to be holding it together, but it's going to be Neon being able to find the entry. Manny finds a trade, but Dodo and Woody. Once again, it's going to be back and forth. It's going to be Dodo being able to find Woody as well. It's going to be 2 versus 2 as he goes for the bomb plant. It's actually going to be Giuliano. Oh my god, with a jump shot on the AWP. And that is going to be making sure that Henke is not going to be having an easy time here in this 1 versus 2.
Hensha moving up here, going to probably be looking for a kill early on. That off shot just ruining the round for Simpsons thus far. Gonna be having to go for that plant. Swings wider, picks up Giuliano. I'm not sure why OnlyFans split up, but Rapti now alone against Hensha. Gonna be swinging here. The timing is on his side, and Rapti takes down Hensha. That's 11 on the board for OnlyFans. A lot of damage though being dealt. We see the economy on the T side definitely very good compared to the CT side, and pressure still being applied to OnlyFans, and definitely need to get a couple of rounds here that's consecutive, and also that they don't lose that many members. So this round as well, Simpsons probably in the lead as to what guns and the purpose of this round. So Simpsons should be looking strong this round.
Indeed. Let's see, as they're going to be pushing aggressively towards the B side here once again. It looks like they're going to be slowing things down a little bit just in case. They're not really sure what at me for OnlyFans has bought up here, but they're expecting at least to be a couple of SMGs perhaps, since they did, however, as you mentioned, lose a lot of members throughout the previous round. Here comes a counter smoke. Actually, that's a smart smoke coming in from Manny. because that means that they don't really know where they're going to be located inside the tunnels, but now they're pushing out aggressively. Let's see what will happen. Stance is going to be able to find the first one. Dodo finds the other trade. And that means that once again, it is going to be a lot of Simpsons, and it's Ned Flanders, and it's Homer, and it's Marge, and you know, every single character's inside the B side right now, still surviving. However, the OnlyFans talents, they are just going to be hiding over at long instead.
It appears so. Saving those M4 is probably a good decision at this point. That round was pretty much lost. Good execution here for Simpsons to get those initial frags. Even gets one through smoke. And that's 11-11. That's a tied scoreline. We were hoping for a close match, and boy, these guys are not letting us down. They're giving us exactly what we want, and I'm loving every second of it. We do see Simpsons though hunting for those guns. Dodo, what can you find here? You're going to be the point of contention. Giuliano not being spotted. Well, it does get spotted, but not a lot happening here. And manages to save those two M4s.
11-11. We're expecting this game to be tied. Did we expect this to be 11-11? So much back and forth. I mean, not only that, but first half we did see OnlyFans running away with the lead a little bit. Maybe we expected Simpsons not to be able to catch up. I don't know anymore. The only thing I do know is that it says 11-11 and both teams are fighting for this weapon round, which OnlyFans has only been able to go for some half decent buy. They don't have a lot of utilities, obviously, so on paper this round should be going in favor for Simpsons. They do have the heavier weapon with the AKs, one bullet to the head, doesn't matter if you have armor or helmet. So again, it all comes down to how Simpsons is going to be playing this, but it looks like OnlyFans is actually going to be setting up pretty well here towards the A side, and if I'm not mistaken, this looks like a short push.
Does indeed. Dodo get flanked here by Woody, gets taken down. That's an early frag. Woody finding two, doing damage as well onto Henke here. Push continues. Double A finds two, and Simpsons in ruins. Manny gets the last kill, and I mean, Simpsons probably just thinking what happened. I mean, amazing play by OnlyFans. You mentioned them setting up correctly, and that's very much in part to Giuliano. He pushed the tunnel, got the info that, hey, there's nothing here. This is most like an A push. And at that point, it was just trading out, and Woody playing well as Double A finding 2 kills each. I mean, can't ask for more in a CT hold.
Very true, very true. Once again, look at Henke. He's actually going to be pushing out towards mid aggressively here. I'm not sure if the CTs are actually expecting this to happen, but here comes the smoke towards CT spawn. The smoke towards CT. They still got to be looking to trying to go through here. Double A throwing a flash out, trying to go for the best of opportunities, but it looks like it's going to be tough. But through the smoke with a UMP from CT spawn to outside double doors on B, it works out to hit those nades. Now, however, Dodo in a very good position here, could potentially be removing 2 CTs just from CT spawn, but it's going to be taken down eventually. Rapti going to be able to find his frag as well? Yes, he can. That's going to be 13 rounds on the board, and the economy is going to be, well, let's say this. Simpsons are humbled with the economy now.
Definitely are. We might just see some deagles coming out at this point, depending on how much pressure they want to apply. And yeah, just a disfragmented push all over the place. They try to get out mid. They kind of get stuck due to Double A having some info over the smoke there and losing a couple of members, as well as both players in tunnel being smoked off, really not able to accomplish anything. And yeah, just a very split push that didn't work out. And Rafty now getting spread early on in suicide there, amply called suicide for a reason. But at this point, Simpsons just looking to try and find some frags to work off of Rafty, already tagging Henke. Good start so far for OnlyFans. It's going to be aggression here in mid. Henke low, slowing it down at this point. Eagle's going to be looking for stuff. Rafty gets another frag. That's Dodo and Neon. Can they find anything at this point just to keep the economy at OnlyFans slightly low? So far, doesn't appear to be finding any damage.
Indeed, Dodo and Neon are stuck in top mid, as well as we call it in Swedish, Piggelin. But it is going to be a 14th round on the board. Full weapon buy as much as they can. It's going to be coming out from Simpsons now. Let's see if this is going to make any sort of change. Spread picking up that AWP. However, I just saw something that is pretty interesting. We do have... Is it equal frags for both CT side and T side? No, it's not. Okay. So it's a little bit of a difference. It's not a lot. It's like 6-7 kills that separates the two teams. If I do the quick math, which you should never do as a caster. But anyway, it's pretty interesting to see how both Simpsons and OnlyFans has been able to keep like everybody involved. That's very interesting. Let's see what the flash is. The smoke's being brought out as well. Double A now looking through if he's going to be pushing or if he's not. Looks like he's going to be staying put. As for now, though, he is going to be taken down. It's actually going to be a round coming in from Simpsons here, unless we do see a Giuliano. Sorry. Giuliano. There we go. Actually going for this clutch, but with 17 HP, I don't think there's a lot you can do.
I would agree. Trying to get the save there, and even just getting the save might be a big task. We did see the double up here for OnlyFans not working out at all. I think it was Manny missed quite a few shots down on the long range on long. And again, I mentioned this in previous casts. At this level, you can't miss op shots, especially the ones that you need to hit on a push like that. So yeah, Simpsons picking up a round quite convincingly. I think that's a round that should have gone the way of OnlyFans if you saw the progression of it, but then missed op shots and good shots from Simpsons just trade around differently. And yeah, money as well now. We're going to be having another buy round, but OnlyFans, they don't have any bank, and any damage at this point is risky. We do have a pause right now, and that is from OnlyFans.
I think they do have a little bit of money. Obviously, you can see that he did manage to save their Giuliano, but Double A, Rapti, Manny, Woody, they have to think of something now. What has worked out for Simpson? What would you say has worked out for Simpsons that OnlyFans might have to watch out for this round?
I don't know. Honestly, I think Simpsons just need to trade out, do their flash plays. That was working well on CT side. It did also work quite well early rounds here on Terra side. I don't think any pushes like they just did. Again, I think the reason why they win the last round is more down to luck and Manny missing shots more so than a good push. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe just go for trades, get map control, and that way make an educated and good guess as to where to end up, and don't do any like rash pushes. I think that's the right way to approach it currently from the terrorist side. And OnlyFans, honestly, play like they've been playing. I think it's, despite not winning too many CT rounds, I mean it's working. So currently, don't change it. Just let that do its thing.
30 seconds left of this freeze time, and we're going to be able to figure out what Simpsons is going to be doing here, but also what OnlyFans has talked about. They do push 2 members up towards the A site, having 3 out towards mid, actually leaving 2 out towards mid. So we do have both Rapti and Manny holding, or Double A and Rapti, sorry, holding out towards mid at this point. We have Giuliano holding B, and now they are starting to get ready for some sort of a push happening towards long. See if that's going to be the case or not.
Looks like that's going to be more of a default play, getting the up, down, and pit here, and rotation coming out. I would expect them to take mid and then try and wrap, most likely short, but Woody gets spread, and that's that flank already kind of dealt with. So rough start for Simpsons. I think their plan might need to change, and at this point, I think we might see a smoke and just B push off B slope here.
Alright, here we go. Rapti's been able to find one at least. And J. Double A. As well as, oh, look at the lineups. Yes, indeed, it works out for Simpsons as Sans and Hank J. It's going to be able to make it work now, though. However, 2 versus 1. They still have the information about that player being out towards the mid area. So they're still going to be setting up 1A, 1B. And if you take a look at this, Sans is actually going away from the bomb. Not sure if that's a smart idea. Take a look at the HP. Oh, Sans has 1 HP to work with. And no grenades. No utilities whatsoever. But it does have an AUG. He can put it in his mouth and just press the trigger button. Which is mouse 1 for usually players.
I've never met anyone that doesn't. I've never met anyone that doesn't use mouse 1 for shooting.
I think I've actually met one guy who swapped them.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That guy needs to be checked out. We do see 5 AKs being put up though, and the farmers onto to Double A here. This round, early kill from spread down suicide. That's confident. Does get the frag. Bomb is already left in T-spawn, which we've seen way too much in the last few casts. And definitely the opening that Simpson needed going out mid here. A lot of damage being dealt, and Juliano getting that double kill. Spread is already out, but not getting too much for this. Get mollied off. Juliano just going to be the point of contention here. And at this point, we do see a frag onto the B side, but the bomb is still T-spawn.
Yeah, dude. Typical Counter-Strike, huh? Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Beautiful play. Oh, he's actually going to get smoked, though, in a really good fashion. And Spread is going to be able to line them all up. Oh, actually, Wood is going to be able to find at least one of them. Bomb is going to be heading out towards the B site. Woody now knows that the bomb is going to be heading there. So, getting ready for this. Actually, if that frag would have gone in his favor, that could have worked out really well. Now he throws down a flash. They're expecting him to come from window. That's not going to be the case. Can he throw down a grenade? Can he do some damage? Actually, oh, yeah. No. He throws the grenade to himself, which is weird. Usually don't do that. I don't think that works.
I don't think so either. I think it was more of a fake to make them look window, and it didn't work out and actually take damage from it as well, which is grand. But OnlyFans, that money. This is the 29th round. I mean, we got match point, but this is looking like overtime for me.
Yeah. I agree. And especially with the push happening right now, Sans is going to be able to get that information very soon. And he's actually going to be going out for the peak instead of trying to hide. And that is actually going to be punishable. Now, however, we do have Woody, only with a deagle out towards the A side. It's going to be all by himself. Is looking for some sort of an entry to try to get here. But is still going to be playing it smart. Still hides. He could do a huge play, but he's going to be missing his bullet. No, God, no. That cannot happen when you're in that position. Damn.
I like how you managed to bring in a meme into the casting. I love it. For those who don't know what that damn no clip is from, or God no, a good meme.
God,
yeah,
no, please, God.
It's yeah. Kind of expected. I mean, Simpson's picking up this round, not very unexpected, but we do have an AK and a UMP now onto the side of OnlyFans. So next round, probably a bit more competitive than this one, but the other three members, I mean, low in cash, so we're going to see a lot of deagles. It's going to come down to the decision making here, and yeah, my money's on overtime.
Yeah, dude. Same here. I don't think that is gonna be something different. I mean, I think it's gonna be more than just 30 rounds that is gonna be forced to be played in order to decide who's actually gonna be the winner here. So I definitely agree with you. And this overtime, I guess we're just waiting for it, because you can see the buy here as well from OnlyFans is not gonna be good. So. They're just gonna be doing their thing, try to do as much damage as possible. Obviously, they could surprise at some points, absolutely, but I kind of don't expect it now that Simpsons is actually the ones having the momentum on their side.
Definitely an uphill fight for OnlyFans. And just a slow round altogether coming out for Simpsons, leaving that AK in pit, having that off to work with a mid, just Red looking down, trying to find peaks. Not really a lot happening. A lot of info there because a lot of gunshot, but other than that, OnlyFans not finding anything thus far. And now the push up short, what can they find here? That's the real question. Not really finding anything at this point. Dodo deep up, but there's not an aggressive defender right now. It's just a lot of deagles waiting for the push itself. Dodo mulling out, swinging, gets taken by Woody. That's a good shot starting it off, but OnlyFans losing 2 players at this point. Retake should be the focus. Woody goes down as well, and 2 players left. We do have an AK in play on Juliano, but this is rough.
Let's see now. As there are, yeah, there's not gonna be anything to talk about in this round. Very good round. Not gonna lie, Simpsons obviously has the momentum now, so as they're gonna be moving into the first overtime half, Simpsons obviously gonna be starting on the T side there as well. I think it's gonna be something that needs to change here for OnlyFans, because they do manage to get a couple of frags here and there, but they're not very consistent on the CT side compared to how Simpson was. However, Simpson wasn't really good on the CT side either, so at these 6 rounds, it's going to be very crucial for both of the teams, and they have to think of something that is actually going to work as well.
I think the pressure currently is on Simpsons because I think at this point both teams recognizes the fact that both teams are a bit wobbly on the CT side. That means you need to get those 3 rounds on Terrace to make it certain or close to certain that you're winning this. But now OnlyFans doing what they haven't been doing the latter end of that half, fighting for long. But this time Simpson says, they don't want it. We're going up short, boys. And Spread just taking so much info. Whiting here, double A. Gets lagged, but it does get taken out eventually. A lot of info now for OnlyFans, but at this point it might be too little too late. Simpsons with the full bomb side gets the bomb plant. That's a 4-man retake. And at this point, I'm not sure if you go for this retake because it's a, if I'm not wrong, it's a 10k BO3. So you only start with 10k. Losing that up, for example, that's going to be huge. But OnlyFans going to be working up here short. Gets 1 kill through the smoke. Not a lot of stuff actually going down here. Woody goes down. Manny goes down. Yeah, at this point, OnlyFans seems to be falling apart. Does manage to save the AWP, which again, on 10k is very important. I think they should have just... Does he manage to... That is the question. Get the frag. Almost gets knifed.
Oh my god. I mean, now the momentum should be dead completely here. Now there shouldn't be any way to get back either. I mean, again, 16 rounds on the board here for Simpsons. They are the dominating team as for now, and OnlyFans has not been able to make it work. You can see that obviously they're going in for the full buy here. They need everything. To even double up setup is going to be brought out here. Insanity. I think that could be a smart idea actually.
I dig the double up play. Because Simpsons opting for that long control very often, and same thing happening over again here. Long control being established. I wouldn't be surprised to see Spread go down into pit now with the AWP and everyone else rotating off it. Yeah, double up plate. I think smart so far. Spread on the wide does not get taken down, but a lot of information from Simpsons. They have that lurker in long, and at this point, again, as I was mentioning earlier, I would expect a short push to come in quite soon.
Let's see what will be the case here. We do have one of the players, Manny, with the M4 out towards. Oh no, Giuliano! That is a typical 1.6 play style. You shoot and you jump to try to like get away from it, but look at that. Yeah, this is just a massacre. This is Simpsons picking up the win.
Well, I wouldn't call it a win quite yet. It's CS. Not over until it's over, but definitely picking up that 17th round on the board. And again, OnlyFans only going to pretty much be having SMGs and Deagles at this point. Looking rough. And I was mentioning it. This is one of those, normally I would say if you get 3 rounds on an overtime, you should take it. But Simpsons as well is so weak on the CT side that even if this ends 18-15, there's still a good chance this just goes to double OT.
Yeah, very, very true. But at the same time, the momentum that they have in Simpsons right now is just phenomenal. They are hitting every single shot. Let's see, they're pushing in towards the B side. Let's see if they're going to be able to find the entry. They're actually going to be losing 1 member, but do find the trade rather quick, which is pretty decent. They're also throwing down the smoke. Dodo's going to be holding lower dark, and it's going to be able to find that frag as well. Taurus has not been able to go out fully just yet, but they're going to be able to go in now, go in for the bomb plant as well, and get up, set up for their after plant positions. And this is where OnlyFans have to come in and just dominate. And AA is going to be starting things off, and he's going to be turning his back around. Does, however, get a chance, but it's not going to be able to use it. And that's going to be 2 members remaining. I just believe that momentum is too big for Simpsons right now. They're going to be going into the finals.
I agree, sorry, but I'm terrified to call anything before it happens. And again, we've played against OnlyFans, and they were resilient in the fact that, and I believe we had 2 overtimes that basically went 3-3. So it's not over, but I definitely agree. Momentum Simpsons should be taking this, but CS, man, you still got to hit them shots.
Yep, let's see now. With 18 rounds on the board, Simpsons, will they go into the finals? Or will OnlyFans be able to be the app that brings it back into the shack? Alack.
what is this rhyme and what is this voice suddenly? Although, like,
I don't
you had it
know.
previously, but now it just came back all over random and then started rhyming. Yeah.
Let's get ready to rumble. All right, let's see. 18 rounds at a board. Simpsons, they are on the seat side. They have had struggles, but they're also match point. They only need 1 round, 1 out of 3, in order to take this into their pocket and go into the finals to face off against Abrotos.
That's early fragger for Sims as well. If things weren't rough, they would be right now. Also very spread out. No potential really for trading here. Only potential you'd have here is on long, and he just seems to be creeping up with Reneke. That's going to be straight into the crosser red. Not sure if this is going to work out for you, buddy. Are you going to swing? No, he's just going to wait probably for a flash here. Smoke's going out. This is going to be a long push. OnlyFans already close to sight. It all comes down to this side, and a lot of mollies being thrown out from short here. Double A gets a kill, and Juliano gets spread as well. That's off down, but 3 players remaining for Simpsons, and the retake going to be coming in now. We also see a flank coming in from long here, and yeah, it's tricky. 3v3 though.
Again, OnlyFans is actually going to be having the bomb site now, and with Giuliano actually being able to hit those shots, that's going to be good. Neon still alive, however, does not have any utilities to work with. Needs to find this early quick frag, and it's looking like he's not going to be able to do so. 16 rounds at the board, but we'll still have to remember, they only need 1 more round. And if they can start to figuring out real quick now how OnlyFans is playing, they're going to be able to take this last round.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. It somewhat feels like we're watching a mirror matchup at this point. They're playing very similar, and both teams seem a bit unorganized, generally speaking. So, looks like it's going to be a long take here from OnlyFans.
Yeah, 3 versus 3. Bomb still a little bit further down, though. We do, however, have Spread, who is standing in a good position to be able to get some information if they're pushing towards long, and he might even be able to get a frag because of it. Now he decides to go aggressive. I'm not sure if that's the right idea. He does miss the bullet, gets a second chance, picks it up, does have Dodo there to help him out. Now there's a terrorist coming up from behind, ladies and gentlemen. This is GG. It is Simpson moving into the finals, ladies and gentlemen. This was a extraordinary game, but Simpsons did manage to take it.
They did indeed. I think, yeah, just a generally speaking, good match. I think both teams looked a bit messy at points, and I think both sides kind of favored the T side eventually. And yeah, I mean, it was a fun game. I had some good times.
Yep, indeed, and we're going to be taking a little bit of a short break. When we are back, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be seeing the finals. Simpsons versus Abrados. I think we have a favorite throughout all of this, but I guess we just have to wait and see when the game is actually going to be played. Hopefully it's not Dust 2, because I'm sick and tired of it already. We are going to be right back right after this.
Vivaldi in potere. Oh my god!
Damn! Yo! He's acing it! He's acing it!
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Only one country to take it all. To show the others who is truly the king of Nordic.
You can qualify into the King of Nordic by visiting one of our partners: Sweden, SwedishProLeague.se; Finland, CSGOFinland.fi; Denmark, esport.dk; and Norway, Gamer.no.
One look and I breathe. One touch feels skin deep. A picture perfect, undeserving. Everything will probably go in and out of one thought, and we break. Airborne as we face misconceptions, picture perfect, a balanced blend, and some pretend. In and out. Get me through all the layers of you. Get me through. In and out. We collide, we break down, caving in to our doubts. Faces filled with sadness. When words are said, we'll regret. I can see the fire that we made just to save us. When we try to make up for never letting go, said the things we promised not to say, then we break up just to start all over, even though we know this is the hard way better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way better.
was a long time ago when I kissed your lips. I can see the fire that we made just to save us. When we try to make up for never letting go. Said the things we promised not to say, that we break up just to start all over, even though we know this is the hard way to better. We can't be heartache together. This is the hard way to better.
By Valdi. Put the grip. Oh my god!
Damn! Yo! 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 He's acing it! He's acing it!
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Only one country to take it all. To show the others who is truly the king of Nordic.
You can qualify into the King of Nordic by visiting one of our partners. Sweden, SwedishProLeague.se. Finland, CSGOFinland.fi. Denmark, esport.dk. And Norway, Gamer.no. This match is brought to you by Cooler Master.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to get you guys into this beautiful match we call the grand finals of the Norwegian qualifiers. Once again, I do have my good old pal, the man, the myth, the legend, the helper, the hero, the Superman himself, Insanity.
That is quite the intro. Thank you very much for having me.
Dude, you deserve that intro. I mean, Jesus Christ, you've been helping me so much with these casts. Otherwise, I'm not sure. Did you see the first game I casted with the Denmark?
Yeah, I was part of it when I had break.
Yeah. I barely talked. I've actually got a little bit more energy talking with you as well there during the cast, so that helped me out. Maybe not my girlfriend's so happy about it because that means I talk more, but it doesn't really matter because, you know, she's standing right here with me. Yeah, that was her. Anyhow, dude, we've seen some incredible plays, obviously, from the Norwegian qualifiers now. We did, however, wanted a different seeding, but you know, you can't get what you want all the time. But we've seen at least two very interesting games. Obviously, the first one being Volume 7. They did, however, lose in the semifinals against the Brados, who we have talked a little bit about might not be the team that we expect to be in the final, but still, however, makes it to the final.
Indeed, I had Volume 7 on my list to reach the final once I saw the bracket, and Abrado's making sure that doesn't happen. Simpson's obviously been looking very strong. Predictions for this game, for me at least, is I think Abrado's is going to be the underdog, but I'm hoping for a very fun and entertaining match.
Indeed, and it looks like we are going to be setting up for a knife round right now. And I think it's going to be quite interesting to see which side I would like to start on. Simpsons, we've seen them playing on Dust 2, obviously. Interesting, however, is how they're going to be reacting to playing on Inferno instead. Because the maps are very different.
They are indeed. Dust 2 more of an aim-based, boogie kind of style map. Obviously, you do have your executes there as well, but Inferno more of a trade, more of a, you know, strategical map. So yeah, going to be different to see Simpson in that kind of setting, but they do manage to pick up the knife round. So up to them whether or not they do decide to stay CT or switch over to the terrorist side for some aggression.
Indeed, and you know me, I would love to start on the T side. Just especially on a map like Inferno. I don't know why, but Inferno just tells me, you know what, it's better to be on a T side to actually get the, you know, get the pace started, and then jump over to the CT side when you know a little bit more about how your opponents are playing as well.
I agree, but at the flip side, you could say start CT and break morale. So I mean, there's an argument to be made for both sides. I definitely understand yours though, and I'm also very much a fan of that terrorist aggressive set the pace mood.
Yeah. All right. Well, it looks like they're going to be starting on the CT side at least.
Indeed, pistol round now though, as we are expecting some form of a play from maybe even both sides. We do have a smoke and a flash pickup from Pop Molly here with the bomb. Other than that, we see 4 Kevlars. We do have a kit on the CT side of Simpsons. Other than that, we do have a double flash. So not a lot of utility here on the side of Simpsons. Flash only going to be for the banana control and then rotating over. And we do see the A push. They've taken top mid, but this is where normal, yeah, we see the aggression now back on banana. Victor finds, or Shadow actually finds the first kill on Hensha. Fred gets a fast on the trade, and now the push is on. We do see the flash coming in here. Damage being traded out. Shadow takes down the CT player in CT here, and I mean, Neon. That's a lot of bodies to shoot at. Doesn't find a kill. We do see quite a lot of damage being spread out across Brodos and Dodo spread. Not an impossible retake, but definitely not a favorable kind of engagement at this point.
Yeah, and let's see with spread also. Oh, Shadow, that is a very, very good pistol rank coming up from Brados. Obviously, just challenging Simpsons a little bit more. Obviously, we have to remember Simpson did not perhaps start off the best way against their previous opponents either, but it looks like they still managed to win, obviously, in overtime. But again, different map. It's going to be interesting to see how Simpsons is going to be able to react to this map compared to Dust 2. And I think first time you and I casted together, you were telling me that Norwegians usually pick Dust 2 as their like go-to map.
Yeah, but apparently people don't agree with me on that. But yeah, that's my like, yeah, in my circle of like CS players in Norway, a lot of people are very familiar and do enjoy the map of Dust 2.
But this time we are going to be on Inferno, as I mentioned. And it looks like we are going to be getting some CTs actually rotating away. They're not going to be going for this one. Instead, it is going to be a Brados getting this side for free. The only one who's going to be staying is actually Spread. No defuse kit whatsoever, so I think there's not going to be much to go at it from there. If there were to be a Brados going for a quick rotation here, which looks like they're kind of doing. Bomb is actually planted far in. Oh, it doesn't really matter. Okay, Spread wanted to go for that peak, so that doesn't really matter. That does it. It is going to be a second round on the board here for Brados. And yeah, dude, I think so far it looks like a great start here for our Brados.
I would agree so, and I think that going for the save there is pretty much a clever choice. I mean, there's Mach 10s all across the board in the enemy team, and trading potential is going to be low off of that. And Eagles, you know, it could play a major role here as well. So, yeah, exciting to see what Simpson can bring to the table in this round.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see. It looks like they're going to be heading out towards B immediately. We do have 3 CTs there in that position. They decide to smoke off, but they still got to be waiting for this push to happen on Brados. Looks like it's... yeah, it looks like just like a fake. Just like trying to get people to rotate around and now pushing towards A side instead. Or do they expect some sort of a fake coming back? Oh my god, Hank J through the smoke there. Does not care whatsoever. Victor's going to be taken down. That shows, goes to show that it doesn't really matter what weapons you have, as long as you have the possibility to actually go for things like sands and spread together, and they're still gonna be able to find frags. And all of a sudden, Abrados is gonna be abrupted. Is that a word? I don't know.
Yeah, you can use that term. And yeah, again, the save paying dividends here, getting that round. Well, they haven't gotten the round yet, but definitely good thus far. We do see the triple Deagle and the Mac 10 Shadow only waiting so far, and yeah, it's gonna be tricky for the Mac 10 here. Probably gonna be just trying to get some fights here, 1v1, not really finding anything thus far. And Simpson making the right call here, not really going for anything, waiting it out. And at this point, Dodo is gonna be maybe step or listening to the sound of Banana. Other than that, we also just do have Shadow using some utility. Mac 10 at this point probably just goes for it, try and get a bomb plant. I think if he can get a bomb plant, even if Simpsons end up picking up the round, that's a decent outcome for Broadus at this point. But time is short, and gonna go for the bomb plant pretty much dry and not in the open, so it might go down, and it does. Neon, however, does get the frag eventually. That's first on the board for Simpsons. I think Brodos, despite losing that round, probably gonna be happy with that. Simpson though, obviously gonna be psyched that they win that round with the Eagles. Gonna be picking that up and gonna be buying up next round, I would expect. We see them trading out a lot of Mac 10s. I'm not sure why they would do that. I would expect them to upgrade in the next round, but time will show, I suppose. One on the board for Simpsons. We do have the AWP on the spread here, and double Mac 10. I mean, that's a bit of a questionable decision, but yeah, we're going to see if it works out for them. Hensha and Neon with the Mac 10s definitely have the money to buy an M4, so that's a bit of a risky play. That being said, though, the Mac 10s are spread out, one on each side. Might be worth it after all, playing those close angles. Going to be more of a default round now from Abrodos. Going to be setting up some aggression here in mid. Also taking apps. We do see CTs on the other hand taking Banana very early on here. Going to be exciting to see Abrodos if they go for a retake here or just end up going flat up towards A. But apps is definitely in the control currently of the terrorist. And right now, it's a bit of a stalemate. Trying to see which side blinks first. So far, not a lot going on. Although, slowly again, nothing being used, and Simpsons with the info on Banana should be ready for this push onto A, which seems to be happening. At least a smoke. Shadow gets spread. That's a good early frag. Bad long smoke. However, looks like a second smoke coming in to cover the gaps here. You have Hensha with the Mac 10 in the smoke. What can you find here? Runs through. Finds one. Finds two. Gets taken down though. But at this point, he gets his money's worth. Dodo in the pit. Finds one. Gets traded out by Pop Molly. 2v2. We do have a Mac 10 and an M4 against two AKs. Guns in favor of Brodos. And we do have a kid onto Neon. Point though, Pop Molly looking short. Not really finding anything at this point. Sans close up to cart here. Farfar tight in the corner. Gonna be swinging. Farfar gets the first and gets the second as well with some help from Pop Molly. And the third round on the board for Brodos. I was labeling them as the underdog in this game, and right now they seem to be really stepping up to the fight. And Simpsons down in cash. We do have some good old banter in the chat. That's nice. We do enjoy this. And for those of you watching, I would love some predictions. Who do you think is going to run away with this? So far, Brodo is taking 3 rounds on the T side, and reinvestment now for Simpsons. But again, 1 Deagle, 1 MP9, low on guns. Whereas on Brodo's side, we do have 4 AKs and the AWP. Thus far, Deagle challenging, not really finding its mark. Banana control firmly under the control of Brodo's. And Simpsons on the back foot. A far for too good. All right. I would say that's a bit of a prediction for Brodos. Definitely seems to be on the mark so far. Pop Molly. Spraying the smoke, not really finding anything. Simpsons playing a very, very lean back way. And yeah. Brodos really convincing so far. Don't you think, Creative?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, again, they have their way of playing. I perhaps didn't expect it to really come out like this, especially what we've seen from Simpsons earlier. But it still looks like Abrados is obviously going to be the driver of this vehicle, and Simpsons is just a passenger, just have to go along with everything. But hopefully they're going to be able to get their own car soon enough so they can race a little bit, because there need to be some changes in there. We go to J. Actually, 2 CTs here, so they're going to be able to go in for the peak. Actually gets the frag, gets the KK as well. Gets the second because Pop Molly decides to go aggressive, but it also gives away the side. But however, it's a 4 versus 3, so it's still going to be in favor here for Simpsons as they do manage to find another frag, and that means that it's all down to Victor and Afava. And with these two, they're obviously going to be holding one side each. But it's still 4 CTs. And take a look at that very important shot from Victor. But it's going to be taken down from Neon. Coming up from the side there. And that's going to be Neon. Finding the last remaining frag there as well. And that is going to be put them out into a second round on the board. Throwing down the AK there as well for Dotto. So they can have a little bit more firepower. But again, Abrados, you saw how they managed to push in. That I like the adaptive playstyle though coming in from Simpson. Obviously just decided to push apartments instead of trying to just wait for Abrados to do anything.
Couldn't agree more here, and I think Simpson's not only adaptive, but I think the aggressive playstyle is something that fits that team or that mix really well. So I hope we get to see a bit more of that, and not the just holding and holding and holding, because at that point I think Abrodos is definitely standing good so far. We do see massive aggression though up Banana. Shadow leading the charge with his Mac 10 in hand. Neon get first. Fafa goes down. Shadow deep gets the up off of Neon, and at this point gets 2. That's a good hold so far. We only have 2 people left from Abrodos. We do have an up, we do have an AK at that point. Very little utility. It's going to be a hard post plan, but Shadow misses his first shot. They should be aware of the off now. We do have double rifle up set up from Simpsons. However though, Creative, there's no kit.
Yeah, they do have the pressure on themselves. They do have 5 flashes and 2 smokes to work with. You can hear my voice. I'm actually about to cough as well. But Henkche is going to be able to get those 2 frags. And that is going to be Abrados. Again, this play or this round was a lot thanks to Sans being able to get those 2 early quick frags. And obviously Neon being able to find one as well. Just left 2 terrorists. And 2 versus 3. I mean, it's definitely going to be tough for the terrorists to try to hold them down. So 3-3. And now I'd like to say that I start to see the Simpson we saw in Dust 2 as well. I can't say I'm really there 100% yet, but I guess you just have to see what Abrados can do. Right now they're just going to be going for upgraded pistols, so there might be some strategy changes coming up here. But oh my god, 442 damage straight between the eyes.
That's a lot of damage. And yeah, as you mentioned, I think Simpsons just needs to play their own kind of game. They shouldn't be pushed around by Abrados. And Fafa with the Deagle here trying to do some damage, not really finding anything thus far though. A lot of aggression though. Top mid as well. Victor actually gets the scout. The scout is super quick, super accurate, and when you hit the head, a lot of damage. So early pick here for Abrados. That's nice. That's 4v4. However, Simpsons do have the banana control, and that means the rotation's already in. And Pop Molly low. Dodo here as well. Pop Molly going aggressive on Arch here. What can he find? Doesn't find anything. Goes down. Victor holding the angle with the scout. Misses the shot. That should be the clue. Simpsons not going for the repeat. However, we do have Hensha into the cubby position here. And a lot of apps control thus far from Abrados. Falling back. Hensha swinging wide, taking away that one scout they have. It looks like he might just be holding top mid. At this point though, going to be swinging. Going to be getting some help actually as well. And yeah, Sans getting the first one. Hensha getting the second one. Upgraded pistol, but they still get 2 kills.
And it's actually could give them a little bit of favor as well, because you know, they're removing economy, and as soon as they're going to be able to go for the wins again, I think it's definitely going to be easier for Abrados to perhaps getting this party started a little bit more from their side. However, they're playing it really well so far. They are actually pressing or pressuring Simpsons a lot. So let's see what this push towards Banana looks like. It's not going to do a lot of things actually. Just a couple of nades being thrown there from Simpsons. However, I just saw something again here. Let's see. Dotto only has 1 frag. Same goes with Smidstad i och för sig. Oh, now I'm mixing language as well. Fuck this shit. Sans, Neon, Dodo, Smidstad, Neon. 3 versus 1. Let's go.
Mixing up language is the best way to go, and definitely Simpson taking the early advantage into this round. A lot of utilities being traded, but not a lot happening other than a bit of damage onto the lugs there. But thus far, Simpson's looking good for this 5th round, and they're going for the double op setup. We've been talking a bit about this in previous casts. Double op is definitely a very potent strategy if you have a plan behind it. The risky part is the whole economy behind it, because if you lose 2 ops, first off, you're giving away 2 ops to a T side, which most likely will just pick up 1, but you're still giving away an op. And quick pushes, I mean, you are vulnerable to them. It's just a simple fact like that. So Shadow, though, going to be holding the angle here. Going to be trying to get a frag. I mean, at this point, that's almost a possible task for Shadow, so not really expecting to do much. Definitely looking for that first kill. And yeah, Simpsons looks strong.
Yeah, indeed. No, with only Shadow, he's just gonna be hiding towards CT spawn. Not much he's gonna be capable of doing here. Okay, you can take this round because I have a kid next to me trying to talk to me. 1 second.
All right, Shadow with 8 seconds left on the board, probably just going for the save. But I mean, at this point, save's even a risky move. But I don't think Simpsons is gonna be hunting too much. Gonna be smoking off the angle here, mulling off the other angle, and CTs are gonna be happy with that. Shadow with little cash does survive with the AK, but that also puts the Barados into a bit of a predicament here. But do they buy? It looks like it's just going to be upgraded pistol, and at that point, Shadow's economy is just ruined. So a lot is depending on this round for Barados. Shadow's going to be lacking behind economy. We do see quite an investment. Other than that, though, there's some upgraded guns or upgraded pistols, so definitely a good chance in this round. But Barados feels like they're lacking a bit behind right now, and Simpsons looking very, very strong. So far, though, a very, very controlled round by Barados. Slowly picking up. I'm back, dude. Simpsons are probably ready for this push, but Barados, what can they find?
Well, we're gonna be able to find an AWP shot straight on the back there. Pop Molly's gonna be going aggressive. Does manage to find a trade, however, might be even finding a second here as he looking for it. Spread is gonna be coming in, trying to help out. Does somebody cross his path? It looks like yes, indeed, but it's only gonna be for damage. It's not gonna be for a kill. Flash gonna be brought out here as well, spreading out, just waiting to get an opportunity to actually go out. Right now, the Terrorist is actually in the upper hand, even though they're down on the low HP. The CTs might not have the idea, but here we go with Neon finding one. Might be able to find a second as well, just shooting through the box. Actually not go for it, decides to go for the pistol instead. And as I was saying, this is what I wanted. I wanted Simpsons to show what they're made of. Obviously they can play on Dust 2. Show us that you can play on Inferno as well, because you're gonna be forced to be needing that. Now you have Insanity been casting King on Nordic on a Friday. You know the level that you actually have to be in when you're playing in King on Nordic the weekly finals.
Oh, I agree. At that point, you know, just aim isn't enough, and just team play isn't enough. You need to have a bit of a balance there. But important round from Barados, get 2 kills as well as a bomb plant, which kind of helps with the situation with Shadow. But aggression down mid here. Not sure if Terror is expecting that. However, they do lose 2 players early round of Barados. I was just giving them praise, but now it feels to be falling apart, and doesn't even get a single frag. Flawless from Simpson.
I see Mango Papaya also saying in chat, your voice sounds a bit better now, Creative. It's not. It's not better. Insanity can actually vouch for me, because now that I've been casting and got some energy, I'm actually forcing myself to sound like this. Otherwise, I would love to sound like this and be a little bit more calm, you know. But I know that for a fact, now that I'm talking like this, let me be quiet for like an hour or 2, and then I don't have a voice.
Yeah, I can vouch, just so we're clear on that.
Hangship seems pretty sus. Yeah. Into space he goes.
Oh, Pop Molly. Good frag onto Newbox. They're walking headshot, amazing. Victor also getting killed. A lot of low players here on the terrorist side, but we only have an offer from Spread. Gets the first frag. At this point, Dodo needs to make work. He's the rifler. He needs to make sure that the low HP actually come to fruition here. Shadow riding too deep. He's gonna be taken out. Dodo rotating around. Spread might just stick it here. That's very... Oh, he doesn't. Gets taken down. Dodo has to switch gun, runs out of bullets. And I mean, the Brodos, they take the round. And I'm not sure if I would call it convincingly, but it's definitely another one on the board. But Simpson's managing to buy up quite well. They managed to build a bit of a bank, but again, being CT, that's expensive. So, you know, it's all
I'm
coming down
gonna
to this round.
yeah, I'm gonna steal your quote. Yeah, they won the round, but at what cost? Because there's one player surviving. They don't have the economy to actually go for a full buy again. And now, oh my god, okay, never mind. Afava is just doesn't really care if it's going to be a freaking M4 AWP, freaking SMG. It doesn't care. He jumps and shoots at the same time. But anyway, they don't have the best of economy, but if they do have a Faba and he can be able to go for these sort of entries with an AWP, then it's not going to be the problems, obviously. But you can see that they lack utilities. They do have the smokes. They're definitely going to be able to go for some sort of an execute, but their flashes, right now, it kind of feels like they're using them without a purpose.
I agree, and what's more, I mean, Dota with a lot of info here. And unfortunately, it seems like Simpsons is doing the wrong read here. He gets deep info on second, but they rotate towards A, and now's the B push. Gets the first. No trade so far. Hensha, we're through the smoke, get the second. Sun's actually surviving as well. 4v3, and at this point, this looks better for Simpsons. They've misread, but now it's actually working out to their advantage.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, they've been able to do some damage to being able to take down 2 people, but Victor does find a trade, and that trade is actually going to be quite important, it turns out. Molotov's being brought in, not going to be anybody right down there. The good positions coming in from Abrados. Do find one, traded instantly. That finds, Sans finds a second as well, and all of a sudden Pop Molly, yeah, he clutches it. It's a 1-on-2, but it doesn't really care. Again though, once again, just one player surviving. He does save the AWP. They do have decent amount of economy now, so they could possibly pick up a Galil with some utilities instead of an AK. Yeah, there you go. Smidstad actually does that. Shadow goes for the SMG. So again, not the best of economies. They're not going to be having the best firepower. But if they continue like they do now and play with the smart after plant positions, I think Simpsons might be having some problems against that.
I agree, and I mean, Simpsons, granted they have an AWP and 2 M4s, and spreads get that first frag, super important, but notice that there's no utility off on the side of Simpsons here, so if there does come like a late round push with 4 members, that's going to be rough to hold off, and just going to be down to aim. But again, Simpsons, they've been hitting their shots today, so just going for those aim duels might be the right call here. Neon even opting to go maybe a bit aggressive here on Banana, going for that wide peak. That's risky, but he's going to get some info. He swings even wider. Yes, he gets Victor. What a shot. What a flick. And now Simpsons definitely in the lead in this.
That looked like when you're, what was it called? Shooting discs. Like, pull! And then it flies in front of you and you have to react. I love that. What a reaction coming in from Neon in that situation. But we gotta be honest. We gotta be honest with ourselves. We've seen Neon just a clutch player on Dust 2. So what would be the difference playing on Inferno? Alright? I mean, he plays the AWP. Shouldn't be any difference. And so far, sure, he haven't perhaps had the best of time. I mean, it's, however, up at 11 frags, which is pretty decent. But again, he doesn't really feel like he had this sort of key position like he did in the previous game. But here we go. Neon does, however, find Smidstad there as well. There's a full rotation happening from the CTs. Nobody rotating down from mid to try to come up from behind. Instead, they're going to be just going towards side instantly. And here we go with Neon. Gets a third. It's going to be taken down. And the CT surviving with 3 members. That is good for their economy. Once again, Abrados down on Loic. Like, it feels like Abrados does not get a chance to actually be like, we're rich. Like, buy whatever you want.
It does not appear like that. I mean, the economy on both sides more on a knife's edge than anything. I mean, one round can tip either scale. So, Abrados been looking good, but the question here is whether or not they buy, and I think that's maybe why they took the pause here to discuss the economy. And Simpsons, I mean, keep doing what they're doing. It seems to be working. Abrados probably need to pick up another round, at least in my opinion, for a good scoreline. But Simpsons, yeah, looking good so far.
With that, though, however, we still needs to see what Abradas can come up with. They don't have the best of economies. They've been going for some upgraded pistols, as far as I can see. What is your favorite strat on a T side when you decide just to push? Like, sure, rush B usually works, but do you have this sort of strategy where you're like, okay, we are gonna push, but we're gonna do it like this, and it will 100% work?
No. There's two variations I like to run, which I can't take credit for because I wasn't calling them. But one of them is just the regular like long arch wrap, and then you decide whether or not you go B or A. The other one is actually smoking off short and then just jumping through the smoke and going up short.
I have something similar, but we smoke off house. I will smoke off apps instead. I'm go all 5 and jumping out.
Yeah. Pretty much variations to the same goal. So I think there's always going to be new ideas, but Inferno, an old map, so you definitely see the meta kind of shaping up as well.
Yep. Let's see. Spread with the AWP. It's going to be able to find Pop Molly there. Decides to fall back as well. I think it's a smart idea. Simpsons have already won the first half. They don't have to be aggressive. They just have to wait for the terrorists to show themselves instead. And now Neon is not much of a team player. He molotovs his teammate out of this position. He's actually locked in, and that means that Victor gets a free frag out of that situation. I would be pissed at Neon if that were to be me. But at the same time, Abrados now get the chance to push it towards speed as well.
Here is the push. I mean, that's going to be quick. We got new box on Neon here, and Victor already deep. Neon gets the first one, Spread gets the second one. Victor gets the trade onto Neo, but at this point, it's a rough push already. There's only 2 people left. Shadow close to the smoke with a PT50. Questionable how much he can get here. Going for the plant. Seems like that's going to be a viable choice. Actually doesn't stick the plant, and probably going to stick it now. He does. Victor finding the first kill, and just a trade fest from here on out. Simpsons take the 9th round, and that is a good half thus far. Still with the 2 ops surviving, they do have enough money to probably get some Famouses and maybe an M4 or 2. The Brothos, they need to take this round, I think.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I mean, they need to get some sort of, kind of like I mentioned in the early games that we talked about as well in the previous game. We want to, Abrados needs to somehow stop a momentum for Simpsons. And they have to do it rather quick. Here we go with Sands actually walking through the Molotov. Still standing in the Molotov. I don't think a terrorist has seen a CT yet. And still Dodo is down on 36 and Sands down on 30. No idea how that happened. But when you decide to go aggressive through your own Molotov, well, I guess that's going to be the case. Now, however, we do have Abrados getting ready. They're going to be smoking off long or arch as far as I can see. Not gonna do major difference because there are already 4 CTs towards that A side, and I think Simpsons has read this like an open book. Let's see, with Victor going out looking for that first entry, might be able to get it. Yes, he does, and that might open up the A side a little bit more, but it's still gonna be tough. Insanity
does indeed. Simpsons having a good read here. Top mid under the control of Abrados. Looks like it's got to be an A push, and after getting that frag, it definitely should be at this point. We do have a pit player, we do have a long player. Flash gonna be coming from apps here, but bomb looks like it's rotating down, and that's straight into the scope of Neon. So I'm not sure if that's the cleverest idea you've had, but Afafa doesn't care, just takes the peek, takes the kill, says I want banana, you can't have it, runs up, gets it, and that's gonna be the bomb down, and a very ugly kind of retake now from Simpsons. That's a 2-player retake, 1 kit, no utility. I mean, Abrados, I said it. They needed this round, and apparently they heard me because it appears like this round might be going in their favor.
Indeed. That is also going to be the first half soon enough. Victor might be able to get the CT. Yep, not going to be any problems. The last one is going to be coming around the corner, down on 11 HP. Victor could shoot through the glass and actually get him. Question is if that's the outcome. No, he's actually just spraying through. That's gonna be the first half, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this though. We do have a giveaway going on right now with our eminent partner in crime, Cooler Master. The Master Keys L takes inspiration from the best parts of the early 2000s gaming. But what are the worst parts about being a gamer in that era? you can win the Master Keys L, a high-performance keyboard with no bullshit approach to superior typing. Outfitted with a thick PBT caps and mixed blue switches and no RGB inside. The Master Keys L's chooses functionality over flash. Exclamation mark contest in the Twitch chat, and tell us, what was the worst part about being a gamer in the 2000s era? I mean, there's so many things you can choose by. I mean, for example, this is just completely my idea, but you know, the ball and the mouse that you
So rude! Stealing my idea.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I just came up with another one. You know how back in the day when you bought a game, you need like 8 discs to install it, and it was.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
I remember I had one with 4 discs. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what?
Indeed. That being said, we got a 1-for-1 trade thus far. That is in the advantage of Simpsons. Looked like they were going to be lining up for banana control with a flasher. Going to be widening. The question here is whether or not they actually end up be slow pushing at this point. That's a 2-2 setup from Abrados. Not really risking anything. Smoke is down on the top of banana or close main here, and it's going to be going away quite soon. Victor falling away. Here comes the execute. Full flash gets the frag. Shadow gets the trade. Spread gets traded, or gets a trade onto Shadow, and that's 2v2. Bomb is going down. Again, no kit. Abrados. Well, they don't need a kit. Afafa just takes their head. That also works. Neon here swinging wide. Tags Afafa, but Afafa goes down, and that is such a good round. Shadow playing splendid. Gets 2 frags on the push, and then Afafa for getting 2 on the retake. Yeah, good from Abrados. Definitely what they needed to make a competitive game out of this.
Do you remember in the early Counter-Strike phase or CSGO phase where you could actually plant inside the fountain?
Yeah, I remember.
I always wondered why they removed that. Like, it was just a fun thing, right?
Yeah, everyone knew about it, so I don't really see the balancing problem of it, but you know.
Yeah, I don't think it even was a bug problem, right?
I don't think so. I just think they thought it looked funny and just removed it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
No, me neither. However, Hensha does have an idea, and that's just to remove the head of Pop Molly, and Abrado's down a player all around. And that's 3 AKs on Simpsons, almost full HP. Couple of utility. We do have a couple of smokes and quite a few flashes here. Simpsons probably going to be setting up for some form of a set play, I would imagine. And we do have some aggression now going up banana and smoked off, but that's a one-way. Shadow tries to get the frag, doesn't get the frag, but that does cause the rotation to go back down here. Number advantage to Simpsons. I always say even numbers is a terrorist advantage, but I mean, having extra manpower is definitely an advantage for terrorists. So again, Abrados with a 2-2 setup, and Simpsons just slowing it down. They are in no rush.
Let's see if they're going to be able to find the entrance. Yes, there we go. I think they threw some sort of a smoke or flash towards the A side, actually selling in the fake, and now it's going to be working out because you do get the B side completely here. Victor's going to be going through though, gets one. Oh, actually, spread was completely wide in that situation. However, it still gets the frag. Now, let's see what Sans. He does get a frag there onto a Fava as well. Smidstad, the only player remaining right now, can perhaps not do all too much. He's going to be throwing down a flash to try to get himself into a position, but Sans is going to be ready. That's going to be double digits coming up from Simpsons. And again, this game, I'm very happy to see how these two teams are... Okay, we haven't seen so much from the second half, obviously, but I kind of feel like this match is going to be same sort of match as we saw in the previous game, where it might actually be going to overtime, all depending on how Abrados is going to be reacting to how Simpsons is doing it right now, because since Simpsons is on the T side, obviously they're gonna be the one deciding the pace, dictating where to go. Like they're the ones deciding everything, how it goes in the game. And that's the interesting part where I was thinking Abrados needs to adapt to it.
They do indeed, and I think I think they thrive in that situation where they can kind of set their pace. And So far, though, Simpsons looking strong. They do lose a member off early. Their spread actually taking some damage as well. Probably bound to fall back at this point. A lot of damage early from Abrados. And the question in chat whether this is a BO1, and it is a BO1. Every match in the King of Nordic is a BO1. And right now, though, a lot of aggression up Banana. And we do have spread going first with 12 HP to his name. Smoke goes out. Going to be whiting here. Probably just going to be taking the bullet for the enemies here. Spread survives the cross. Not any kills so far. I expect him to start very soon. Victor trying to spray. Gets taken down by Spread at low HP. So far, though, control from Simpsons. Not even going for the bomb plant. And right now, 4v4. HP advantage definitely in the favor of Abrados. But guns still looking good for Simpsons. Another kill. Hot Molly takes that Dodo. That's the bomb denied. And the Fafa goes down for his effort. Bomb again. New attempt. Neon, 25%. Gets the bomb, and that's not what Abrados. They wanted to deny it, but they didn't get it. Flashes. A lot of low HP. This is a bit of a 50-50 round as of now. Hot Molly going aggressive here. Going to be dying to Neon. Shadow swinging wide. Probably going to be challenging Neon. Currently just hiding. Smeestar not really finding anything either. Spread looking CT. Stalemate at this point. Smeestar goes wide. Doesn't get the frag, goes down. Shadow gets Spread. But at this point, Shadow very much so alone. And there's still 2 terrorists to deal with. Neon, he is low, but he still wins that duel. And that is 11 on the board for Simpsons.
Yeah. It didn't really look like they were going to be winning that round. But Abrados, again, they didn't have the best of, what do you call it, possibilities to actually go into versus side and try to go for the defuse either. The terrorists did set up really well, and that is something we saw in Dust 2 as well. Simpsons, just as soon as they managed to get towards the side, they're standing in smart paths. They're not like in the obvious ones. They like to move around. Had they done it just a previous round, they're probably not going to be doing the same thing. And very, very unreliable, so to speak, for Abrados to read. But as for now, we're going to be heading out towards mid. It's actually Alfava getting some information, getting some damage there as well, and towards Spread. Now, they're going to be throwing down Molotovs as well, just towards Long to try to give themselves a little bit more information. Meanwhile, Neon dropping that bomb, and now it's going to be going out for the peak, perhaps. Well, he's actually going to get boosted if I'm not mistaken. Is he boosted? Yeah, he is boosted. This is gonna be a weird attack, but it's still gonna work out. Look at Shadow and Smithstop together, and they're making it work with just pistols on Brados, and they're gonna be winning it.
I mean, what a read. You see the rotation, and not only the read, as you mentioned, the good crossfire from Pay and from Graveyard there, getting those crucial frags on the push, and I think that stressed Simpsons enough to then just continue going. And yeah, just downhill from there. That's a really, really good round for Abrados to win, and might just tip the scales in their favor.
Yeah, I agree, but at the same time, now Simpson's not going to be able to go for a good buy here either, which might be even leaning more towards Abrados' favor, if I'm going to be honest. I'm not talking perhaps about the weaponry. The weaponry, I would say, is okay for Team Simpsons. They do have enough fire, like enough skill to actually handle both the AKs and Galils, obviously, and the Deagles on Neon. But what I'm talking about goes in favor for Abrados is actually the grenades, the utilities. They have 3 smokes to work with. One of them has been used now. I'm not sure. I think it was towards Long or something. Bomb still very far back. All Abrados needs to do now is just play it safe. Play their time.
Indeed, and it appears like they will be doing that. As you mentioned, the utility usage, especially on a map like Inferno, is crucial here. But a challenge going down, we do see the utility now being tossed out. Smoke onto apps. Very slow round from both sides, and I think it's very good to see Abrados with the discipline to actually play this slow and having the nerves and the guts to actually do it as well. However, Simpsons going to be running down the clock quite a lot. They do have top mid control, and Bomb has been quiet. My guess is this would either be a B split or just a regular A take. And as of now, though, Neon probably just going to try to sell this fake. And it has kind of worked. We see three CTs towards B. Push on Arch. Gets the trade. That's a 1-player defense currently on A. Pop Molly, what can you find here playing the small pit? Just waiting for the drop. The drop. Spread even gets a kill off the drop. That is crucial. 3v3. Sims. Simpsons such a good round so far, and then now it's just all up to the post plan.
Yeah, but this is also something that Simpson has been good at. Making sure to hold their positions during after plan situations. Here we go with Victor. Actually got to be able to get the frag here as well. For more, Sans is actually going to be able to find Shadow. Now Dodo and Sans. 2 versus 2, and that is a perfect flash coming in from Dodo. Sans is going to be able to clean it up. 12 to 8. And again, the economy is not good for Simpsons, obviously. But I gotta be honest and say it's worse for Abrados. And not really sure what they're gonna do here. Maybe they're gonna be going for that force buy, buying that AWP as well on Shadow. I almost expect it now. No, an M4. Interesting. He could have bought like 2 pharmacists instead.
This is a bit of a weird buy. I mean, I understand going for the buy, but again, as you mentioned, I think could have gotten a lot more for their money than they did. But yeah, a lot of early aggression now this round, and I expect both sides to be playing a bit slow. And I just want to point out how much like fun and good CS we've been seeing the last couple of rounds. We see a cheeky little double boost on Sand on the long corner with the AWP getting a frag, as well as the nice flash. I've been saying it throughout the night. Simpsons, their flash plays have been on point, and you know, proven point was the last round. So yeah, Simpsons looking strong, and as you mentioned, weird buy. Brodos invested pretty much everything they had in this round, and so far only lost a player for their efforts.
No. Here we go. Execute towards 8. The smoke towards long. Alfava is a little bit afraid somebody's going to be pushing through. Not going to be the case as what we can see. Simpsons actually considering, from what it looks like, going towards the B side instead. But yeah, there we go. They're actually going to go and starting the rotation around. So the fakes are going to go in towards the BA side again, but they don't get any information. And here comes the flash, and now they're going to know that was a fake. Smoke in towards side. The ones that's going to be able to defend is going to be Victor and Shadow. Yep, and Victor, Shadow, Victor, Shadow, Shadow. It's all time to spread. And with that flash coming in as well, Victor's just going to be pushing through. Actually, no, it's not going to happen. It's going to be OCT coming up from behind. Smithstall. Oh, I thought that was Smithstall I was looking at. Look at this, look at this, look at spread. He don't care. He's just pushing through. That's a 9th round on the board here for Abrados, obviously. But again, Simpsons, they have a smart idea. It's just that Abrados, for some odd reason, just managed to defend like freaking chaps.
Yeah, they do indeed. And I mean, it's a 2-2 setup from Abrados. You'd be expecting that with 4 players remaining. Not sure if selling a fake really at that point is any point. You're just kind of wasting your utility anyhow. I do want to point out, though, Spread actually, at the end of that round, went with the AWP, threw it above the, or out of the map, and then just ran in with the Glock, which was a good decision.
Alright, here we go. Smithstall is going to be able to find 2. This is a good round from Simpson. Just going aggressive, going for this open plant as well, since they do have Sand standing inside library. Now he's going to be just waiting for any seats to go into his crosshair, and that's going to be Victor. Last remaining one is going to be towards short. Looks like he's going to be going towards long now. And he's going to be taken down from Sands. Yes, indeed. 13 rounds on the board. It kind of feels like Abrados is doing a good job to be able to get their round. But eventually, like immediately afterwards, Simpson just takes it back. It kind of, I'm not sure if we're taking a look at the scoreboard. Yeah, it's kind of been like that throughout the whole second half here.
Pretty much has, and the back and forth always favors the terrorists. So I mean, Simpson's looking good thus far, and we do have a bit of an eco coming out here, and that's going to be 14 on the board hopefully for Simpsons. This is going to be one of those rounds where Simpsons should win, but I mean, it's CS, you never know. Right now, though, Brodo's stacking towards that A bomb site.
Leon throwing out a Molotov. It's obviously no CTs whatsoever, but Simpsons doesn't know that. It's a full stack here. The spread still waiting, try to get some information. Here comes utility as well. It's gonna be some smoke towards the CT spawn, smoke towards church as well. Molotov, yeah, they're going for full execute here. They're gonna realize that, you know what? There's not one single member. And the thing is, this is actually not good for them. If they were to be going down now, that's going to be very, very bad since they do actually have the bomb in a very awkward position. But it looks like Sans is going to be able to make it work, picking up 4K. Last remaining CT is going to be towards CT spawn. It's going to be challenged from Neon. Should be taken down there as well. Shouldn't be any problems as far as we can see. It's actually going to be spread. So 14 rounds on the board. Abrados, it feels like they haven't had any sort of economies. Feels like a student on the freshman year.
Does indeed. And I don't know. My feeling right now is for Abrados is it's so close, but it's just not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit weird because they definitely have what it takes to take round because they've been taking rounds, but they don't have that little extra to make them consecutive and actually make them pan out in the way of economy. And looks like right now though, Simpson very quick B take thus far, straight up banana. Nade damage that is actually quite high, but here's the push. Shadow goes down, and that's the sight. That is a rough start to this round.
Yeah, indeed. And they don't have the best of utilities either, as we've been talking about. Henke is going to be quite offensively here towards Banana. Gets an early kill there to pop Molly. Oh, they're spraying through. Yeah, he's going to be taken down as well. The two remaining CTs not going to be having a lot to talk about. It is going to be match point coming up here from Simpsons, and there shouldn't be a lot of economy either for Abrados. I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be GG's. I think it is going to be Simpsons winning this, but it all comes down to, really, if Abrados can do something spectacular here, they need 6 rounds. 6 rounds, Insanity, is not impossible.
Oh, not impossible at all. I mean, it's just 1 or 2 rounds and you get the ball rolling and take it from there. But, I mean, we can think 6 rounds ahead, but that's not going to help us. This is the crucial one. The gun's in so much favorable position for Simpson here. Taking that early banana control. Other than that, just chilling. Seeing what they can find. Afafa getting that first frag in mid. That's huge. Abrados with that first initial frag does not retrieve the gun, however. That is very safely so in the Simpsons control, and it looks like they're even going to be tossing the guns away. Great little details there. Maybe a slight overkill, but hey ho. And yeah, Sans get that first frag, gets the second one. Sans been doing really good the last few rounds. Gets 2 frags, flashes himself out apps. That is a flash that hits Afafa. Sans with the 3rd kill, and it all ruptures here for Abrados.
Yeah. As you can see, they're just going to be pushing in. This is going to be GG's. Ladies and gentlemen, Simpsons is going to be the one representing Norway on King of Nordic on Friday. I mean, this is just a beautiful team to watch. Question is, though, however, if they're going to be having enough to take down the Danes, who are the King of Nordic at this moment of time. But with that, I mean, what an interesting game overall. Fantastic night. I'm so happy to have you here as well, Insanity, as I didn't have to do it by myself. I really appreciate you. You know that.
I appreciate you too, and I sincerely hope you start getting better, because I think we've all been sick at one point, and it's never nice.
No, and especially not during COVID times. You can't do none. Like, you can't do nothing.
You are stuck in your house.
I'm stuck in my house. I know, it feels very, very bad. And you also have to rely on other people. That's yep. My biggest issue. Somebody could go down and shop for me, you know. But it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching Simpsons. I need their Twitters. I'm not sure if they have seen it or responded to it, but I guess we're gonna be able to make it work. Insanity, thank you again so much for joining me, and I really appreciate it. What do you think about the night overall?
It's been good. I was concerned when I saw the seating earlier, and I was like, I think this might be just the first match that's going to be exciting, and then it's going to be a bit of a walkover from that. But yeah, I was wrong. It's been close games. It's been exciting games. We've seen a lot of good CS where there's been cheeky plays here and there, and good trading, good flashing, and also some weird CS at point. But I mean, that is what we love. Yep.
No, I agree. I mean, if you don't get to see weird CS, I'm not sure if it's not going to be anything new, you know? It's new things that comes to CS. Well, let's put it like this. Us Counter-Strike players, we're not used to getting updates. So when it's a new meta coming up, we're right there. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys. Let's thank you. Yeah, Spread, can you go into, match room and actually answer to my Twitter thing that I sent 15 minutes ago? Spread, I need all of your Twitters. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Insanity, for being here. Thank you for the sun and for streaming the other game as well. So we did have more announcements. Awesome, great. Thank you guys. See you guys tomorrow for the Swedish qualifiers. Don't miss that. If Insanity is gonna be here or not, it's gonna be a surprise. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
By Valdi. Put the grip. Oh my god!
Damn! Yo!
guy, dude.
Yo! He's acing it! He's acing it!
Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. Only one country to take it all. To show the others who is truly the king of Nordic.
You can qualify into the King of Nordic by visiting one of our partners: Sweden, SwedishProLeague.se; Finland, CSGOFinland.fi; Denmark, esport.dk; and Norway, Gamer.no.